Hey gang, how we doing? My hand is super buggy because I'm wearing my glove, my artist glove. So it's gonna freak out, but this one works fine. Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Hope you're having a beautiful morning, afternoon, night, whatever time zone it may be. I'm tired. And like, I'm always tired, but it was like a, do I even want to make art today level of tired? I debated doing another Claire Obscure stream instead and just like swapping the dates around and like doing an art stream tomorrow. I don't know why I opted out of doing that, but I did genuinely think about it. It was like, man, I really just want to sit down and play Claire Obscure. It's been a stressful 24 hours, chat. Very stressful. I gotta show you a video that I sent the boyfriend just for context on how little I slept last night. But first, let's say hi to everybody. Hi, Shadow. I saw that you changed your name in the Discord server as well. That's really cool. Hi, Fluttershy. Penrosian. I know my sleep schedule is cooked when I'm watching a Silv stream. Hi! Sorry about your sleep. But it's nice you're here. Hi, Sora. I'll be lurking because of work. That is a-okay. You get done the work that you have to get done. Hi, Jake. Welcome in. How are you doing? I think I saw Skinner in here earlier. Let me see if I can scroll up. I think I saw Skinner in here somewhere. I did. There you are. Hi, Skinner. How you doing? Welcome in. Hello. So, we have a lot of pay what you want commissions backed up from last week. So that's mostly what we're going to be doing today. We're just going to be, you know, chugging through the queue, hopefully finishing it, but also realistically, probably not. I love that emote. I love that emote so much. That's so fun. So we're going to finish the maid outfit commission, and then I've got one from Temp, which was like a full-on skeb, like I get free reign on this one. And the other one was, if I can find my list, the last one after that was for Skinner, which was like Silver the Hedgehog and like the fan children. So that's gonna be fine. I have to go to dinner at 6. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Do I hear Minecraft in the background? Yes. I've got morning, what is it called? What is it called? Soothing Minecraft, relaxing farm morning playing in the background. Because every minute that I'm awake, I could be playing Minecraft, and I'm not. Jake called me British? Jake, what the fuck? I know you got a 20 stream streak just then, and that's, like, huge, but what the fuck? That's kind of sketchy. If you're gonna call her anything, you should call her a convict. I forgot I did that! Oh, God. Having issues with the Breath of the Wild DLC. I think I mentioned this a stream ago. I haven't played Breath of the Wild, so I can't relate to that, like, at all. Never went through either of them. What up, bitches? Hey there. Hey, Rogue. How you doing? Rogue, I was lurking in another streamer's chat today while I was working on my projects, and I saw you in there. I didn't say hello because I was, like, you know, busy. But I saw you in the corner of my eye in there. Let's see. Where do I want to start? I think getting the frills out of the way. Oh, yeah. It was Miguel. I was in the background. I had Miguel on in the background while I was writing for my next project. And I flipped the tab over to take a break. And I was like, okay, cool. What does Miguel's art look like right now? And then I saw you in the chat and I'm like, I was like, shell-shocked a little bit. It's always kind of like, whoa, when you see other people from the chat in the wild. Stalker? No. Nuh-uh. I was there first. I have proof. I was there first. If my paycheck hits in the next 3 days, I'll resub and com something. Oh, that's really sweet. You guys don't ever have to do stuff like that, but I really appreciate when you do. It's so nice. It means I don't have to worry as much about where my rent money is coming from. Because I don't know if I told you guys, but I have like no money anymore. I get money from income protection, but the money that they give me is like not enough to live off of most months. So I've actually gone through all of my savings. I have no money left. You know I found you from his Discord. I know. But like I've never seen you in the chat before. Mostly because either like I'm chatting them up and there's like no one else there, or I'm just lurking and I just haven't seen who's in the chat. I was a fan of Miguel back in his MLP days. Oh wow. I actually didn't even know Miguel had a My Little Pony arc. I have only ever known him as Miguel. Although, I'm not gonna lie, that does explain some things. That does explain some things. He added me about a date with death. I was genuinely afraid of how you got that info. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Chill person, my girlfriend even seems to love lurking in your streams. Aw, that's so sweet. She doesn't do often due to her autism. Aw. That's so sweet. I love that. We're just chill vibes over here, so if other people have chill vibes, then that's nice. We're good. Been chilling. There's probably a better way to draw the ruffles, but this is like the only way that I ever learned how to draw them. So actually, hang on. I'm not gonna make them straight lines. I'm gonna, like curve them. There we go. Like that. That might look better. Asked me if it was a good game in the Discord because I played it a bit and I forgot. Oh yeah, no, I do remember that. I do remember that. I was like, bro, you were playing a date with death? I was like, oh. Guys, if you...
Don't let your kids watch it!
You know what? Fair. What I was going to say is if you guys are gonna keep calling me a cult leader, then I'm going to be a cult leader and keep tabs on you guys, okay? Maybe you guys should have thought about that before you gave me power.
Don't let your kids watch it!
Don't get indoctrinated, don't do it. I gotta keep tabs on where my people are, you know what I'm saying? Aw, thank you. Hang on. Let me move it over. I think it's this way. That would work. Oh no, the pet's always off center because I always have to change the position of where my model is. Because my model's not like in a like single locked position, if that makes sense. Like I'm constantly having to resize it and change its location. So yeah, it's always off center. Eventually I'll be able to do something about that. The meme you added me with? Oh, the one last night? The Alexander Hamilton one? That was pretty good. That was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. After I, like, harped on to you about procrastination, I thought that was a pretty good meme to send. I've got some good ones. I made Jake play a character in Night Rain. He made a comment that mentioned... Jake, are you talking shit about me to my moderator? Are you talking shit about me to my moderator of all people? Skinner, what did he say? I need the hot goss. What did he say? Please. So, okay, yeah. I've got my tea. Legs are crossed. I'm tucked in a robe. Give it to me. Spill. Exactly. My mods report to me 27 out of 9. Yeah, of course. Oh my god, Sylvia model so cool. Hi, Swamp! Hi! Welcome in. How you doing? Thank you. It's by someone named Bratbun on Payhip. I think that's their VR chat name as well. I don't know. It's not a full custom. I made the skin myself, or the texture myself, but I'm hoping to get a full custom one soon. While he was playing, he said, yes. What was said about me? This is what it's like to be short. Like, are you fucking for real? Even, like, fucking the banana minion allegations weren't enough yesterday. You had to keep calling me out. Listen, a normal streamer wouldn't punish you for that because that's stuff that happened outside of my chat and, you know, freedom of speech and whatnot. But I'm not a normal streamer. By your own admission, Jake included, I am a cult leader. And so for bastardizing the name of your glorious cult leader, you will be punished. You will. Skinner, put him in the corner. Put him in the corner for like 5 minutes. Put him in the fucking corner. Get him. She really is Napoleon. Napoleon wasn't short for his time period. By today's standards, yes, he was. But for the time, they drew him short to emasculate him, if I remember correctly. Banana minion, I believe it. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. Chat, I've never even seen a banana before. Bananas aren't real, remember? Still calling you a minion? Mods! Get him! Fucking 07 is right. I'm here, what did I miss? Nothing. You didn't miss anything. Nothing's going on. We're just punishing some cult members that have stepped out of line and spoken out of tone, that's all. Excellent. Thank you, Skinner. I can always count on you. 300 seconds is crazy. 300 seconds is only 5 minutes. Don't worry about it. They're fine. Look, they may be in the naughty corner, but like, they've got their appy juice, you know, they've got a chair to sit on. They're fine. It's been a while since Jake's been in the naughty corner anyway, so like, when he comes back, he'll probably tell me that they're out of juice or something, you know? I'm amazed I, like, dodged these bullets like Keanu. Gosh, I love Keanu Reeves, man. Love that guy. I'm gonna be so sad when he dies. Okay, glorious. That's right. Damn fucking straight, that's right. And it's their fault. They're the ones who put me in the position of cult leader. I'm just living up to the expectations that they have forced upon me, okay? Why would you time Shadow out? He called me a minion. Call me banana minion. And if I was a normal streamer, I would have let it slide, but I have expectations as a cult leader that I must live up to. So I have to. You don't understand. Granted, the minion comment is a bit much, but it's still funny. Look, if, in all seriousness, chat, we time out people for jokes all the time. Jake and Shadow haven't actually done anything wrong. I just think it's really funny. If I'm timing you out specifically because you've done something wrong, we will tell you. We will tell you. We won't play it up as a joke like this. And I feel the need to say that, like, almost every single time we time out someone because, like, there's always gonna be, like, one person who's never seen us do that before and they're gonna be like, ugh, you know? Yeah, we have the hammer emote. Yeah. Only called her a basic minion, not a banana minion. Alright, yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, exactly. Everyone, I feel like everyone's been timed out here at least once. Skinner's my fucking moderator, and she has been timed out, like, I want to say like 5 or 6 times in the past. And the only reason I stopped timing her out is because every time I time her out, it removes her mod status. And I can't be fucked remembering to give it back to her at the end of every stream. I surprisingly haven't. Well, there's a first time for everything. Do you want to get it out of the way? You want to you want to get that out of the way? All right. Fun time's over, everybody. Get it out of the way. Yes. All right. The people demand another ban. Chat, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. Whoever picks the unlucky number gets banned for 5 minutes. Go on. Minion comment funny. No, I'm not denying it wasn't funny. It was hilarious. 7. Alright. Penrosian and Rogue, you're both timed out for 5 minutes. Get them both. Can I be timed out? Okay, you asked very nicely. Alright, fine. Fine. Soro's timed out as well. He asked very nicely. There we go. Oh, I wanted to get banned. Nah, actually, chat, full disclosure, I haven't... The only people that have been actually formally banned from my channel are bots. Actually, no. Tea time. Bots, someone I used to collaborate with, and their spouse. And those are the only people that are actually banned from the channel. I don't like banning people. Hi, Kyra. Welcome in. How are you doing? 5 minutes is a long time. Really? Skinner used to time people out for 10 minutes, and I was like, nah, we should change it to 5. I think 10 is too long. But if 5 is still too long, then maybe we should shorten it. I think 10 is definitely way too much. We're out of snacks in the corner? Okay. Alright. Chat, since you guys are the ones that are getting timed out and put in the corner, what snacks do you want me to put in the timeout corner? Because you guys are in trouble. But I'm not a monster. I'll give you some fruit snacks and a juice. Getting Vegemite shapes. You want Vegemite shapes in the timeout corner? Really? I mean, they're not that bad. It's just... I don't know. I thought you might want something a bit nicer. Barbecue chips. Alright, cool. Hang on, I'm gonna write a shopping list. 1 second. Fruit snacks. Yeah. Fruit snack. Fruit gummy. Making them eat them. Easy. Fruit Loops? We can get Fruit Loops. But if you want milk, that's a whole other story. You can eat dry Fruit Loops. Can I please be timed out too? I wanna eat all the snacks. Wait, that's true. That's true. We need to make sure that the snack cabinet is completely empty so that we have room for all of the new snacks. So I think maybe Sylveon should be put in the timeout corner. I think it's time. When did we all become masochists? I have no idea. But, you know, the timeout corner. It's so funny because usually people who don't get the joke, they're like, that's a bit much. That's an abuse of power. And then the second I say it's a joke, everyone's like, oh, I want to be timed out. Time me out. It's like a badge of honor to be timed out. Second interaction in chat. She literally asked for it. I know timing out deletes the messages for you guys, but I can still see them. So I can actually screenshot and say like, yeah, she literally asked to be timed out. Send in Discord, do it. All right, no one make any more comments in the mix it up, please, because if it scrolls up too high, I won't be able to take the screenshot. Got it. I can't scroll up any higher. Wait, hang on. Ooh, this works. Can I... Damn it, I can't scroll up on Mix It Up, but I have in all caps, do it, please. And then she gets timed out. Where is it? Quick access. I'm gonna put it in the chill chat. Also, Jake is there in the middle asking about masochism, but you know, it's whatever. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I think it's funny. Alright. Oh, nude hasn't been sent to the corner yet. Okay, hang on. Gosh, everyone, we're just lining up to get in the naughty corner. Alright. Give me 1 second. Oh, Skinner should still be here. I had to check the time. I was like, shit, what time is it? Why you gotta use that tone when mentioning it? Guys, come on! I can't fucking win, can I? It's Jake, you know? Everyone knows. It's Jake. Severe lack of popcorn. Okay, easy. Do you guys have like a popcorn preference? Actually, this is a true story. When the boyfriend and I went to go and see Iron Lung, he bought like a really large popcorn. And he was like, oh, we can share the popcorn. And I was like, yeah, sure, we can share the popcorn. He got through maybe like a fifth of the popcorn and I didn't touch it. And if you guys know anything about cinema popcorn, it's fucking expensive. So what we decided to do was we brought it home and we emptied out one of our like vacuum sealed like airtight containers that's got like the flippy lid so you can open it and pour whatever's inside. And while the boyfriend was in the shower, I just filled it up with the popcorn, and now we've got a full airtight tub of cinema popcorn on our kitchen counter. And I've never done that before. I've never brought cinema popcorn home, but there was just so much of it. There was so fucking much of it. We weren't gonna throw that away. Sounds amazing. It was good. It was good. He came home from work yesterday and he was munching on popcorn while we were playing Claire Obscure. Telepathy is a double-edged sword. You won't believe what it was in the timeout corner. There was a huntsman fighting this huge-ass rat. It was a Pokemon battle. Anyway, as far as snacks go, we could really use some honey-roasted peanuts and some apple cider. Ooh, apple cider sounds nice. Okay, but I have a really important question, Rogue. Did the rat win or did the huntsman win? Because my money's on the huntsman, but like, I've seen the rats that live in the timeout corner. They're kind of scary. Officially out of soda. Easy. Chips, done. Huntsman spiders can grow up to 30 centimeters. Yeah, it's true. They're fucking big. I'm so glad that I haven't had to see one, like, since I was a kid. Like, goodness. Oh my god, wait, I needed to show you guys a video. I mentioned it earlier. So, as I mentioned earlier in this stream, I got fuck all sleep last night, as per usual. I tried to go to bed at like 10:30, 11 o'clock-ish. And then all of a sudden, it was 12:30 and I was still awake. And there was this really gross, agitating sound coming from... I thought it was coming from our living room, but the walls in our apartment are really, really thin, so I couldn't be certain. But dead ass chat, I'm being so fucking for real. It sounded like the sounds that the spiders make in Minecraft. You know, the psst, psst, psst. It sounded like that. And it would come and go periodically. And I was like, oh my fucking god. There's a fucking Minecraft spider somewhere in this apartment building. I'm so fucking frustrated. It's so loud. I just want to go to sleep. And I had been up for so long that it reached a point where I was exhausted, but I was also too hungry to sleep because I just couldn't get to sleep. So eventually I was like, oh, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna go to the kitchen. I'm gonna have some bread. I just gotta be quiet, make sure I don't wake up my boyfriend. And so I go and do that. And Nemi, my cat, is playing with my boyfriend's backpack. And I was like, dude, Nem, don't do that. Like, it's a relatively new backpack. It's like a couple months old. It's a relatively new backpack. Please don't eat the boyfriend's backpack. He needs that. And then I hear the sound. And all of a sudden, because it was coming from my living room. I was correct. Hi, Reaper. I was correct. The audio was coming from my living room. But it sounded like a Minecraft spider because it was going through multiple walls. There were like 3 walls that the audio was going through to reach my bedroom. Now that I was in the same room, I could tell that it was a cicada. There was a fucking cicada in my boyfriend's backpack, and Nemi found it, and every time Nemi went to claw at it, or he like bit it, the cicada would start like buzzing, making the really loud sound. And it was 12:30 at night. I was fucking exhausted. And I ended up sending this video to the boyfriend. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna open it up before I pop it on screen, just so that you don't see his name or anything. And again, I was trying to keep it quiet because he was literally asleep in like, not the next room, but the next room over from that. Good gravy. All right, let me pause this audio. Like, it's bonkers. Look at the size of this thing.
Sleep, because I kept hearing basically the Minecraft spider sound, that sound from the bedroom. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna come in and like have some bread or whatever. Nem, can I show the camera what it is? Nemi found this on your bag. It's a fucking huge cicada. And every time he bites it or gets near it, yep. Ah, yuck. Ugh. Alright, I'm gonna deal with this.
You can tell by the inflection in my voice that I was just too tired to give a fuck. I was like, okay, cool, there's a huge fucking cicada in my kitchen. Give me 1 second. It's just, yo, those guys get pretty loud. Those guys are fucking obnoxious, dude. Those guys are fucking obnoxious. In like the peak of summer, when the boyfriend and I are walking to our local grocery store, you can't hear the conversation happening between us, like when we're right next to each other, because they're so fucking loud, dude. It's so annoying. It's the worst part of living in my area in the summer. It's disgusting. It was just screaming in pain as your house monster was trying to kill it for fun. Yeah, I know. But like, could it not scream in pain? I'm trying to sleep. Just get killed by the house monster quietly, please and thank you. Average cat behavior is right. It is. I'm proud of him. I gave him treats afterwards because every time I've been conditioning him, because cockroaches aren't very common around here, but when they are, I've been, like, when they do show up, I've been trying to encourage Nemi to hunt them. Just because I know if I go to sleep at night and a cockroach enters the house, he will hunt it and he will kill it, and I don't have to worry about it in the morning. So every time he finds like a pest in the house and he kills it, I give him treats. And it works. Because the other day I woke up and lo and behold, there was a dead cockroach, like literally dead center of my kitchen. Like the exact center point of my kitchen, there was a dead cockroach, so I gave him a little treat. Alright, I think that's good. You also have a cat. Yeah, I have a cat. His name's Nemesis. Like the Resident Evil 3 tyrant, but we call him Nemi for short. He's very big. A lot of people ask if he's part Maine Coon, but I think if he was part Maine Coon, he would be bigger. If only our dog could be trained to do that. I think you could. I think you could. It was very easy to train Nemi to do it because Nemi is very play motivated, so he sees something moving around erratically and he like immediately goes into play and like hunt mode. Gotta get up for class. No worries. Good night, Jake. Have a good sleep. Get some sleepy peepees. But yeah, it was really easy to train Nemi because when Nemi was a kit, he was more more play motivated. So there's a massive cockroach in the corner. Don't worry, my cat's got it. Nemi is on it. He's gonna go hunt that roach. You'll be fine. Everything's gonna be okay. There's a massive Glaceon in the corner. Oh, that's my boyfriend's Glaceon. He loves Glaceon. Fucking adores it. I don't know if it's his favorite Pokemon, but it's very close up there if it's not. It's definitely his favorite marketable Pokemon. I think his favorite Pokemon all around is, what is it called again? It's literally behind me. Rayquaza. That's it. The green serpent legendary. I think that's his favorite. Glaceon's my favorite evolution. Glaceon's very popular. When I was a kid, she was my least favorite, but she's grown on me. She's grown on me. She gives bitch energy, and I love it. I used to hate Sylveon as well. Specifically because, like, my name is Silv. So people were like, oh my god, Sylveon, ha 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 ha. And I'd be like, ugh, you guys are cringe. But then, you know, Sylveon is actually kind of based. There is Flareon. I feel like Flareon doesn't get nearly enough love when it comes to the evolutions. I think Flareon and Jolteon are like the... they get the short end of the stick a lot of the time, I feel. I don't think I've ever met someone who's genuinely said, like, with all their chest and all their heart, that their favorite evolution is Jolteon. Cinderace. That's the final evolution, right? I think. That's what goes to Espeon. I've seen a lot of Espeon love. I've seen so much Espeon love. Especially when they're paired with Umbreon. Those two are kind of... I mean, I guess I can see. Espeon and Umbreon are kind of a package deal, in the sense that when you get Espeon, you usually get Umbreon, but you can get Umbreon by themselves a lot. I've seen barely any... Yeah. Especially when I was in high school, Espeon and Umbreon were like the... Like, they were often used to represent the quote-unquote power couple in, like, cringe high school Pokemon fan era. It was a weird time. Everyone else was like, oh, we're such a power couple, we're like Espeon and Umbreon and blah blah blah, and I was like making 500 slide long Sonic fanfic on Microsoft PowerPoint, which I never backed up, so it's all gone. I'm still upset about it. I've been showing my age, but I remember when Jolteon was very well loved in the early days. I wish that they got more love. I'm not gonna give it to them because I just, you know, but I hope someone does. You know what I mean, chat? Where do I go from here? I think the next step is to go... It's gonna be a little tricky because the way that the ruffles kind of wrap around. I can make it work. Let's leave it at that for a second. I'm sure we all know who the most famous evolution is. Oh, I'm sure we do. I'd say infamous is a better word to use. I feel really bad for Vaporeon. I feel really bad for Vaporeon because it actually is a good mon. You know? It's just been tainted by that shitty copy pasta. I think they're cute. And I think they deserve better. I think... This will be fine as it is. We might honestly be spending the whole stream just on this commission. Just because there's so many ruffles, dude. Stop it there. We're gonna start progressing up. Actually, no, we're gonna start progressing down. And these guys stay up. Yeah, like this. Yeah. Okay. What about Sylveon? Yeah. I like her. She's fun. I have a Mimikyu Sylveon plushie that, the boyfriend tried to buy me back when we started dating, but I bought it for myself first. Sad because I love Vaporeon. She's very cute. Vaporeon was actually... a lot of people know this, because a lot of people have been here for a while. Sorry? No, it's fine. I'm the one who chose to put all the ruffles on it. It's all good, don't worry. A lot of people who have been here for a while know this, but Sylveon was actually the inspiration for Rosha's, my text-to-speech bot, Rosha, his wife, if I can find her. Yeah, here we go. Vaporeon was a really big inspiration for Rosha's wife. It took a lot of rounds of redesigning because I was like, I still want the source material to kind of be seen, but I also don't want it to be too explicit. I think we got something nice. I like her. Back into the ether she goes. She wasn't invited to the cookout today. I'm the one that said something about a maid outfit. Yeah, but a maid outfit doesn't necessarily mean ruffles. I just think it's neat, you know? The wrong layer. That's the wrong layer. Alright, let's do that for a second. As long as you're, like, willing to accept that the ruffles probably won't look all that detailed or all that perfect. I'm literally just drawing the same squiggle over and over again, being like, yeah, that's a ruffle.
We do crimes of the war variety.
That's true. They do a lot of crime. Although I haven't had to bail you out of jail recently, which means either you've slowed down on the crime or you're not getting caught as often. And I want to believe it's because you've slowed down on the crime, but I would be a fool to believe that if I can be honest. And then yeah, this comes down. So this will go around here. Okay.
It's called not being seen.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't know. Maybe I want to believe that my son has grown out of committing frivolous war crimes. It'll never happen, unfortunately. But you know, I can hope. Had to bail Shadow out several times now. Jeez. The only time I've ever stepped foot in like a police station was to report someone for attempted kidnapping. That was literally the closest I've ever been. Flareon, yes, we've got it, we got there in the end. Flareon can warm you up during the harsh winters. I like Flareon. They're cute. It's just, unfortunately, there are other fire puppy mon that I think are cuter. You know? It's just unfortunate, really. Same for Jolteon. Why would I need a Jolteon when I have the Shinx evolutionary line? I'm confused with the law. Are we followers or children? No, Rocher is my child. My text-to-speech bot is my child. You guys are followers. Don't even worry about it. I don't know, I feel icky whenever people call their fan bases their children. It feels weird. It's kind of gross. It gives mum friend energy, and I don't like it. Okay. That doesn't look too bad. I'll just get rid of this bit here. Whoops. Just get rid of this bit here. That doesn't look awful. Problem is adding the line variation to it. I'll take a Shinx over a Jolteon any day. Yeah. I used to have... They're not here anymore. I moved them to a different cabinet, but... Because I'm planning to get a new desk soon. But I used to have two 26 centimeter tall Shinx plushies. I know the size because they're the same size as my Snoo plushies. A slightly taller Luxray plushie, a Luxray and a Luxio sitting cutie. Those ones I'm very hyped to have. The sitting cuties are adorable. And like a Luxio posable figurine. And I have all of those because as a child, Shinx was my favorite Pokemon of all time, but I could never get any merch of it because Shinx just wasn't popular at the time. Shinx didn't really become popular until the Diamond and Pearl remakes. And now, when the remakes came out and everyone was like, oh my god, Shinx is so awesome, we love Shinx, I had adult money. So, naturally, with my adult money, I did the adult thing and went and bought merch for the Pokemon that I couldn't have as a kid. Actually, truth be told, I only bought 3 of them. Actually, no. Taking a look. I bought 4 of them. The Sitting Cuties, I didn't buy. The Sitting Cuties were birthday and Christmas presents, respectively, from my boyfriend. And I remember when he bought the first one for me. The first one he got me was Luxio. Because I was talking about... I made, like, one comment in passing, like, 6 months before Christmas, about how I have a lot of Shinx stuff and I have a Luxray plushie, but I didn't have anything Luxio related at the time. And he went and he bought this Luxio sitting cutie for me. And he refuses to tell me how much it was, obviously, but he did say that he paid a pretty penny for it, so he was expecting it to be a huge plushie. He had never heard of the Sitting Cutie collection before. So when I opened it, and it was this tiny, tiny Luxio plushie, he, like, visibly deflated. And he was about, like, he started saying something along the lines of, I'm sorry, I thought it was bigger. And I cut him off, and I had the biggest smile on my face, and I was like, you fucking got me a sitting cutie? And he pauses for a second, he's like, yes. And I had to explain to him what the Sitting Cutie collection was and how awesome I think they are. And he was like, oh, thank God, I did something good. And then, yeah, for, I think it was my birthday this year. Last year, sorry, my birthday last year. He got me the Luxray Sitting Cutie. And he told me he's been trying for years to try and get the Shinx Sitting Cutie. And the only reason he hasn't got it yet is because the Shinx Sitting Cutie in particular is so popular that every time they restock it, it sells out in like seconds. Which is the only reason, he told me flat, he goes, that's the only reason you don't have it in your collection is because I can't fucking find it in time. So that's kind of sad. But you know, I got 2 of them. You have to look up some of the concept art for Mimikyu. I would love to. I like Mimikyu a lot. Very cute. I love... There's a TikToker, or like Instagram artist. I don't remember where I found them. I also don't remember their name. But they run a small business. They do like handmade plushies. I follow a lot of plushie creators, considering, you know, I sell plushies. But they did this really cool thing where every day for the month of October last year, they made a different Pokemon variant of Mimikyu. And then at the end of October, they, like, released them all. They were like, you guys can buy them now. And my favorite one was the Haunter Mimikyu. I'm not a huge fan of Haunter, truth be told. But I loved the Haunter Mimikyu because what she did was on either side of the Mimikyu's cheeks, she put like magnets on the inside, and she built these massive like haunter claws, and you could use the magnets to like clip the claws onto the Mimikyu. It looked so fucking cool. I really want one. But because they're handmade, they're like $300, $400. Mimikyu in different Pokemon outfits. Yeah, different Mimikyu Pokemons. Hang on. I actually want to find the Haunter one to show you guys. Mimikyu Haunter Blush. Here it is. 31 Days of Mimikyu. Okay, her name is Hazel Oddities. I found a Twitter post related to it. I didn't find her on Twitter. I found her on like Instagram, but that's okay. I'll show you these instead. Look at these. These are really fucking cool. This is really fucking cool, guys. So the claws, like I said, they're magnets. So you can take the claws off if you want to. Like that, see? How fucking cool is that? How fucking adorable is that? Look at this. Look at him. I'm so fucking obsessed. I'm so obsessed, and I wish I could have gotten one. I wish I could have gotten one, but I can't. At least I don't think they're for sale anymore. Let's see. Like I said, guys, the creator's Hazel Oddities shop. Let's have a look. Please. Okay, she's got some available, some other Mimikyus. Unfortunately, the Haunter is gone. The Haunter is gone. I'm sorry, everybody. I would have loved the Haunter. But that's okay, because we got to witness it. This was all of the Pokemon she did for 31 Days of Mimikyu, by the way. They were so fucking cute. That was so cute. I love them so much. Alright, let's hop out of there. Back into Clip Studio. And close this stuff. Make sure everything's all nice and closed and ready and shit. There we go. Alright, now we can come back. You could show you a photo, but I don't know where to put it on Discord. If it's the Mimikyu photo that you were talking about, you can just pop it in the chill chat. That's fine. Or you can pop it in the art chat, because it's artwork. I don't know. Just pop it wherever. But yeah, I really, really wanted that Haunter. I think I saw on her store that she sells a Mimikyu, like, pattern. And if she does, then I would love to take a crack at making a Mimikyu plush. Because she didn't do one in her collection, but I would also really like a Shinx Mimikyu. I think that's really fun. So what I'm gonna do, I've decided, is I'm gonna do the line variation on the ruffles, since I'm already, like, almost halfway there. But the lines, like these bits, I'm not gonna do line variation for. Kinda gotta pick and choose our battles, you know what I mean? Getting there nice and slow. Nice process. I'm so tired, chat. My manufacturing company pisses me off, man. Like, I don't know if it's a language barrier thing, or if they're just blatantly, like, lying to me, or, like, what, but the manufacturing company for the next Snoop plushies is kind of ticking me off right now. I don't know how much I can say until, at least until after the event, where I'm hoping to display them. But we'll see, we'll see. I just have, like, not necessarily bad luck with manufacturers, but when I when I deal with manufacturers, there's like a high likelihood that at least one thing won't go to plan. With my first manufacturer, there was a handful of things that didn't go to plan, which is why even though I did really like the end result plushies, ultimately we just didn't work together again. But this time, like, I'd say maybe 2 things went quote-unquote wrong. And the first one isn't even necessarily wrong, it's just, you know, something that kind of pisses me off and I really wish they would change. But they have a chance to redeem themselves. They have a chance. We just gotta wait. Because my event is in 11 days. So I just gotta... I'm gonna bite my tongue at least until then. I'm so nervous, chat. I'm so nervous because the event that I'm doing, they sent out like a big group email. I want to say yesterday. And they were like, oh, we're very, very close to the event. Here's some things you can do to make sure you're ready. And I usually don't read these emails, but I was like, oh, whatever, I'll read it. Like, because I've never done this event before. And they were like, make sure you have all of your furniture and all of your stuff, like, built into the, like, ready and built in and ready to go. And I shat myself. Because I was like, what do you mean I need to bring my own furniture? I thought that I was told that the type of booth that I bought was already fully furnished. What do you mean? And then I read through the email more, and it's like, we recommend measuring up the 2 meter by 2 meter space and making sure all of your furniture fits. I'm like, what furniture? You told me I didn't need any. And then they were like, you can also buy some from here. And I was like, what furniture? So I had to go through all of my previous emails. All of them. And I found the first email, like, conversing with the directors. And they were like, yes, the type of booth that you ordered comes with shelving, comes with a table, comes with a chair, and also comes with a banner with your business's, like, promotional material on it. And I was like, oh, thank God. Why does your email say that I need to bring furniture? I was so scared. I was so scared, chat, because the event's in 11 days and I haven't planned for any furniture because I was, like, you know, they told me that I didn't need to plan for furniture. And, like, the relief was so... Like, I cried. That's how stressed out I was about that single email, and that's how much of a relief it was. I'm actually crying again now, just thinking about, like, the relief that I felt. Holy shit, I was terrified. Because I've already put almost $5,000 into this event. Actually, I have put $5,000 into this event. And if I put all that money in and then it turned out that my event was, like, barren because I didn't buy furniture that I thought I didn't need to buy, I would have actually just done stuff that I cannot say because it is against Twitch TOS. You know what I mean? Oh my god, it was mortifying. Like, I don't think I've had that level of fear before, like, maybe not ever, because I have been nearly kidnapped multiple times, but, like, it's such a unique type of fear. Like, oh. I need to have a sip of my tea because I'm not even gonna lie, just, like, thinking about it. Oh my god, thank you so much, Star Lily. I hope you're having a good time with us tonight. I need to have a sip of my tea, because, yeah, just... Even though the situation is over, just thinking about that, like, really, really stressful 30 minutes. Oh god. Holy shit. Hello, hello. That's the other thing I want to say, chat. Stream will be normal next week. Gonna be perfectly normal. I should be 100% better by next week. I'm slowly recovering as each day goes by. But the week after that, which is... What is that? So from the 8th to the 14th will be normal. But from the 15th to the 21st, that stream week, we won't be streaming. Because the event that I'm doing is the 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th. It's a 4-day event. And I'm not entirely sure how I'll be feeling after the event, but there's a very high likelihood I'll need at least a day or two to rest. If the event comes to an end and I end up being perfectly fine, then we will still stream, but I'm just letting you know there's like, most likely that's not gonna be the case. Yeah. Every day that it gets closer, I'm getting like more and more nervous. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put these ones here because this is like going upwards. With this one. Those would still be there, I think. Yeah, they would. Because that's like the... Actually, would they? No, I don't think so. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it. Wait, let me set my PFP. I have no idea. My boyfriend started streaming on Twitch 2 weeks ago. He doesn't want me to share the tag. At least not yet. He said he wants to at least give it a couple more weeks. So I'm not going to tell you what his channel is. But if you find him, then you find him. Like, if you go looking for him of your own accord and you find him, then that's whatever. But he started streaming like 2 weeks ago. And his last stream that we did last week, he wanted to start dual streaming. So I was like, cool, we'll set up your YouTube channel. It'll be ready to go. And then when it's time for your stream, we can just, you know, hop on in. And what we didn't know, and which I think is kind of bullshit, is we went into the, like, when you're on YouTube and you create content, you click create, and then it has, like, upload, blog post, or stream. And so we clicked on the stream section, and it literally took us to a black screen, and it's just like, you requested access to stream on YouTube at this time. And it was the time that we clicked on the go live button. And YouTube was like, please wait 24 hours and then we will grant you streaming access. And we were like, what? What? If we knew we had to do that, then we would have done it last night. What do you mean we have to wait 24 hours to set up his YouTube streaming? What? I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to do that. Why does he have to do that? But anyway, he'll be streaming on YouTube from next week onwards. He's only able to stream once a week, so whenever something goes wrong and I try to comfort him, like, oh, it'll be ready for next week, he kind of, like, is like, oh, we have to wait a whole extra week for it to, for a chance to fix it. I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm sorry. The fuck YouTube? Yeah, the fuck YouTube is right. I was like, I was getting more pissed off than he was. You found it? Nice. Good stuff. What I think I'm gonna do... Put it in art chat. Nice. Oh, I got a message from Henry. Chat, you guys know Henry. I mean, most of you do. Oh, that is so cute. Chat, look at this. Look at this, chat. It's not a traditional Mimikyu, but oh my god, that is so cute. I love it. I love the patchwork style. Where can I find the Discord link? Exclamation point Discord in the chat. It will give you the link. Alright, what do you want, Henry? Funny. It's way worse. Sorry, I've been writing for my next project today. And for those of you who don't know, my good friend Henry, I've known Henry for, I think we met in 2015. I've known Henry for like roughly 11 years. Never met him in person, but we've known each other for roughly 11 years, and almost every single time I have a new project that I need to write for, Henry is always someone that I consult for like his opinion and advice, and sometimes he even co-writes the project with me. If you guys watched my animatic pilot, The Fairy's Tale, Henry is actually credited in like the credits as like a special thank you section. Just because he's like very, very helpful when it comes to this kind of stuff. We love Henry. So yeah, I've been writing for one of my projects and he's like spitballing with me right now. God, it just hit me. I've known this boy for like 11 years roughly. I'm pretty sure I can find the exact date that we met somewhere. I'm pretty sure we have it written down somewhere. It's like sometime in June. It's so funny. I think he's the person that I think he's the longest lasting friend that I've ever had, actually. That's fucked to think about. What? That's fucked. Hang on. I gotta text Henry. That's fucked. Fuck, I can't see. What did I say? UI. Fucking love his dialogue. Alright, hang on. I gotta move my camera so I can react to Henry. There we go. Alright, everything's been sorted. Do I stream next? Chat, do you guys want Henry to crash the next stream? Hang on, same time tomorrow. Easy, easy. We love Henry. I've gone down a rabbit hole. There's so many Mimikyu pieces. Yeah, because people fucking love Mimikyu. Myself included, man. And like, I don't remember the Pokedex entry very strongly, but I remember everyone being like touched by it. Because like the whole reason why it hides itself, if I remember correctly, is because its appearance is like horrifying, but it just wants to be appreciated. Which is why it picks Pikachu's form. It's very tragic. Alright, chat. Clear Obscure 100% stream tomorrow. We're gonna have Henry. Henry's pretty based. We like Henry. Alright, now we can do this. Actually, wait. There we go. Actually, I wanna like... layer. It is fantastic because I'm gonna just copy paste this. There. Ooh, that's not good. Why'd you do that? There we go, that's cleaner. Can't do the redeem. Which redeem? I did mention that I kept the tarot readings turned off today, but I'm promising, this is my official promise, they're gonna be back on tomorrow. They're definitely gonna be back on tomorrow. I said they would be back on today if I was feeling better, but I'm not. But tomorrow, regardless of how I'm feeling, I'm gonna turn them back on. I feel kind of bad keeping them off. But you said we're gonna turn. I said I was gonna turn them back on tonight if I was feeling better. Cause like when I get sick, when I get like unwell, there's like a certain threshold of like shit that I can put up with, and tarot reading just isn't one of them. So I was like, oh, if I'm feeling better, I'll turn them back on, and I'm just not. I'm just not. But tomorrow, I feel bad for not having them on for so long. So tomorrow, I'm gonna turn them back on. And then, truth be told, chat, after this month, I might officially retire it. I'm not sure. I've been thinking about, like, again, adding cooldowns and making them more expensive, but I don't know. Maybe it's just time to retire it and replace it with something else. The biggest art block? Oh, biggest tip for art block. I mean, that's a big question. I don't know. Cause like, when I draw, I'm usually drawing for projects. So it's not really like, oh, I need to come up with something fun to draw. It's like, I already have what I need to draw. I just start drawing it. I don't know. Consuming media is probably a good one. Cause like, you know, you can expand your inspiration pool. That sounds cringe when I say it out loud, but you know what I mean. You can expand where you get your inspiration from. Sometimes while I'm drawing already, I like to watch like small business vlogs or like sketchbook tours and stuff. And sometimes if there's a sketch that someone else did that I really like, I like take a screenshot of it. And then when I have downtime, I'm like, okay, I want to draw something kind of like this. How did they get that? And work from there. Sometimes I doom scroll Pinterest for like 6 hours. And it just doesn't work. Don't do that one. I don't recommend that one. Doom scrolling Pinterest doesn't work. I swear, even if I have an idea, I can't put it to pen in that engrave. Oh, are you talking? Okay, wait. Because there's like 2 types of art block in my opinion. Are you talking about like when you don't have an idea of what to draw? Or are you talking about when you do know what you want to draw, but for whatever reason, it's just not manifesting the way you want it to? Because that one I have more like substantial advice for. More fusion stuff? Alright, cool. I'll look at it a little bit later. I want to try and get more of this commission done, because we're already over an hour into stream. Please don't retire the tarot readings. You're very good at it. Aw, thank you. Alright, maybe I won't. I will still put the extra precautions on it, which is like the cooldown and stuff. Because I know you guys think it's funny to redeem 6 tarot readings in a row, but I'm gonna be so honest. I'm gonna be so honest. The reason why the tarot readings have been turned off for this long, 1 is because I'm using the tarot cards to prop up my camera, and 2, because that one night when I was playing Minecraft and you guys redeemed 6 tarot readings, that burned me out so fucking much. I couldn't even look at my tarot cards for the next, like, week. That was exhausting. The second one? Okay, so when you have an idea, but it doesn't really quite manifest. Alright, there's a couple of things that I do when that's something that's I'm going through or that's something that's happening. The first one is I will try and find a bunch of references that are as close to what I'm trying to get at as possible. They don't need to be exact. They just have to be close. And then if I can't find any that are close enough, then usually I will reference myself. If that's a hand, something small like a hand, sometimes I won't even take a picture. I'll just hold my hand in front of me while I'm drawing. But that's a good starting point. If, when you're looking at the reference picture, oh, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. If, when you're looking at the reference picture and you're trying to draw from the reference and you still can't get it, usually what I'll do then is I'll take a step back and I'll open the reference picture on a separate canvas, and I will block it out. We actually did that during my last art stream, during the Pay What You Want section. I was drawing the Evangelion meme. Let me find it. I was drawing the Evangelion meme for a Pay What You Want commission. This panel right here. And I tried drawing it from memory, didn't quite work out. I tried drawing it with a reference, it didn't quite work out. And so literally what I ended up doing was dragging the meme into Clip Studio Paint, and I grabbed my brush, right, like this, and I was just like, okay, the head is about here, these are the shoulders, this is the arm right there, here are your legs, and then I drew all this, like this, and then I copied it, copy this, and I pasted it on my canvas, wherever the fuck that went, there, and then I pasted it on my drawing canvas, and I was like, okay, we've got the blocks down, this is what we're doing, and then I build up from that. So there's a couple of different ways you can handle it. Oh my god, thank you so much for the subscribe. That's so sweet. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate it though, thank you. But yeah, that's probably what I would recommend the most. Is just, these look way smaller than the other side, so I'm gonna redo it. It's just blocking off of other, like, reference pictures. Think of it like, you know how there's a lot of artists out there these days who will drag a 3D model into Clip Studio Paint and then they'll pose the model and then they'll sketch over the model? It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that, except instead of a 3D model, you're just using a reference. If I joined a random stream on my YouTube FYP and started asking for help, I might as well help back. Aw, that's very sweet, thank you. I appreciate that. I hope what I gave was helpful. It's just what I do when I'm, like, when I can't figure out the composition or, like, I can't put my ideas to paper properly. That looks more to size. Yeah, I don't do it super often, but sometimes you really do just need to block out on a separate picture and be like, okay, here are the fundamental shapes. And the worst part is, when I was in high school, before I started, like, my university course, which was, like, years ago, I used to be the whole, like, oh, reference pictures is cheating, reference pictures is cheating. And now I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? No wonder my art looked like shit when I was younger. One of these days, I want to show you guys my old DeviantArt posts so that you guys can roast me. I think that'd be pretty funny. Kind of what I do, I just sometimes, like, start brain farting and yeah. You're like, I have an idea, and you just stare at the canvas for 6 hours, and you're like, why isn't my idea on the paper yet? Yeah, I get it. That does sound fun. I would really like to show you guys, specifically because there's a lot of old artwork of characters that I still use to this day on my DeviantArt page, and I think it would be really funny, specifically the Fairy's Tale. There's a lot of characters from the Fairy's Tale on my DeviantArt page, and I think it'd be really funny to be like, look, this is what they look like in the pilot as of November 2025, and here's what they looked like back in 2016. Just a fun little thing. I miss the old days of DeviantArt a lot, but, you know, they're never gonna come back, so the closest we can do is show you all the old stuff from back then. Not really good at drawing, but I do like to take random photos and draw over the line art. That sounds fun. I take a lot of pictures of flowers. I really, really enjoy taking pictures of flowers. It's very fun for me. Like, to a point where every time I'm on a walk with my boyfriend, if he sees a flower that he thinks I'll like, he stops walking and he goes, look, do you want to take a picture? And I'm like, I do want to take a picture. Should try photo bash. Yeah, photo bashing is also a technique that you could use. I've personally never tried photo bashing. But I've heard of a lot of artists who do. There we go. What's photo bashing? So it's basically when you take 2 or more photos and you combine them together to make a new piece. So usually when artists need really specific reference pictures, this is just one example of photo bashing. But say for example, I need a picture of like a girl with her hands cupped in front of her, but I also need her to, I don't know, like be doing a pirouette with her legs, right? Like, you know, the classic one leg down, one leg bent, like touching it, you know? And I can't find that specific reference picture. I'll find a reference picture of a girl cupping her hands, and then I'll find a reference picture of a ballerina, and I'll like bash the 2 photos together so that I've got the hand cupping part on top and then I've got the ballerina legs on the bottom and turn it into one photo. That's the most common use of photo bashing that I personally have seen, but photo bashing in and of itself can be considered a form of artwork, especially if you're using photos that you have taken yourself. Taking references from different pieces to make one piece. Yeah, basically. But at the same time, yeah, like I said, if you're using photos that you have taken yourself, then a lot of people consider photo bashing to be considered like its own art form. And I think that's really fun. I like it. When I was practicing drawing a lot, I'd take shirt, pants, poses, etc. and mix them all together and then roughly trace. Yeah. Alright, there's ruffles. Ugh, there's more. I'm almost done with all the ruffles, chat. Where am I gonna go from here? I think from here, we're gonna do this. Have to try it sometime. I think I need to try it sometime as well. Like I said, I've never tried photo bashing. There. But it's a little bit rounder than in the sketch, but you know, that's okay. Alright, let's see if I can get away with this. Probably not this time. I think the shape's a bit too... Oh, maybe. Hang on. There. There we go. Sorry, I just realized that I ghosted Henry. I was like, Henry, we've known each other for 11 years. You're a great friend. And then I fucking ghosted him. Thickening lines? Like, that's peak. What? Okay. So, this is... I really, really like doing my line art like this, but I don't have a brush that can create the kind of line variation that I like, so I just manually, like, thicken all of my lines. Realistically, what I should be doing to get this kind of line variation, what I should be doing is I should be drawing on vectors instead of rasterized layers. That way I can, like, just use this tool here and thicken everything. Because if I go... Hang on. Put all these together. If I go, like, here, this spot right here, and I go, I want this line to be thicker, then I can just... You see what I mean? I can narrow, but I don't think it works quite the same way. Oh, it does work quite the same way. Wait, what? So this is... I don't remember what tool this is called. But in Clip Studio Paint, there's, like, a sub-tool. The sub-tool is called Adjust Line Width. If I set this to, like, 1, then you can resize the brush, and you just kind of... The only reason I don't do it for line art is because it doesn't work in fractions. It only works in whole numbers, I believe. If I set it to 0.5, right, and then I set it to 1, like that's the... Why is 1 actually thinner? What? Why is 1 thinner? No, it's not thinner. Okay. It's like, it only works in whole numbers, so it doesn't create the kind of line thickness that I want. You know what I mean? And it's also uniform. So, like, if I go over here, I can be like, alright, I want this bit, sorry, I want this bit to be a little bit thicker, and then I want this bit to be a little bit thicker, and then I want this, and then you still have to, like, manually fix the, like, edges and stuff. Realistically, I could be doing my line art like that, but I've just never tried. It's the only way I can think of outside of trying to create my own brush, but I'm not smart enough to make my own brush. Mine is fucking yeah. Yeah, I had no idea that that was a thing. I actually had another artist show it to me. And what I use it for is, like, actually has nothing to do with line art. When I do my paint bucket tool, if I ever get to that point tonight, I'll show you. But basically, what I do is, I, like, color all of my line art on a separate layer, and it leaves a bunch of gaps. And so what I'll do is I'll grab that tool and I'll use it on the color layer, and it fills in all the gaps in the color, so there's no, like, white spotting. I use it a lot for my comic. That's probably where I use it the most. But yeah, it's a very useful tool. I really like it. Oh my god, please. Maybe we can try using it on this line here. Let's see. We want, like... Sticking it by 1. Do it, like, here. And then maybe, like, there. See, the other problem is it thickens in the middle, and I don't want it to thicken in the middle. I want it to only thicken on the side. And I don't know how to get it to do that. I'm pretty sure I can get it to do that, but I'm not sure. I was a traditional artist for my whole childhood. I started getting into digital, I think, 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. I have to go. Bye, Skinner. Have fun. Truth be told, Skinner, I don't think we'll get to your commission tonight. We're already almost at the halfway point. I might need to work on some of these off stream. The only reason I don't is because I know some people really like watching the process of their art being made. Whoops, I accidentally pressed the Windows key. Is there smoothing? There is. I don't use it. Actually, it looks like I am using it. What does my line art look like if I don't use it? That is basically the same. Okay, so I don't need to have stabilization on. There is stabilization. I know a lot of artists who use stabilization in their work. It basically just makes lines smoother. Like, if you have shaky hands, it's really, really easy to just kind of fix that. I used to know someone who needed stabilization so strong that every time they drew a line, it lagged the computer out a little bit. Me liking watching myself get drawn? Never. Hi, Temp. Hello. I honestly thought we would be up to your commission by now, Temp, but I'm still doing line art. I work very, very quickly when I'm, like, drawing by myself, but when I'm drawing on stream, I get distracted by talking to you guys, which is not a bad thing. It's just my art process is so much slower on stream because of that. Jesus. Yeah. You can get some pretty intense stabilization. I remember actually, for people who have been in the art streams before, they might remember me talking about a super gatekeepy animation teacher that I used to have. But that same teacher, right? I was drawing in, I want to say, I think it was Adobe Animate. I was drawing in Adobe Animate for something. And he saw my line art, and my line art was like, I guess he thought it was super smooth, because he came up to me and he goes, what level of stabilization are you using? And I just kind of looked at him and I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, and he just kind of stares at me blankly for a second and he goes, he said, what level of stabilization are you using? And I was like, wait, Adobe Animate has stabilization? And again, he's just kind of blank staring at me and he goes, are you saying that you're not using stabilization right now for your line art? And I was like, no, I didn't know that was a thing. And he like showed me where it was, and like lo and behold, yeah, my stabilization was at 0. And he was just kind of dumbfounded. He was like, what? What are you doing? That's probably why my that's probably part of the reason why my elbow nerves are so fucked up, because I was using no stabilization. And then my lines were smooth as hell, so I was like, yeah, of course. Actually, I know I said I'm gonna put the tiny level of stabilization that I had back on. Just because I don't need it, but it does take longer if I don't have it. But yeah, throughout all of high school and all of uni, I never used stabilization. These days, I have it on very, very low, but I do have it on. Because my elbow nerve isn't what it used to be. And I want to take some of the stress off it. Stabilization helps. It's better if it's slower, it means it's more content. That's true, but it also means that people will be waiting longer for their artwork, and I really don't like that. I don't like making people wait. I think the longest anyone's ever had to wait for a commission from me was 7 months. And the only reason it was that long is because they paid half up front and then they paid like another half. So I was like, okay, I'll do half of the work now. And then when I get the second half as payment, I'll finish it. And then they sent me the second half, but they didn't send me the material that I needed to finish the second half. And it was a Your Character Here for another streamer. They were celebrating the end of the year and they wanted a Your Character Here that had like all of their subscribers on it. And so I spent like maybe 2 weeks doing the base Yacha and filling in the like 3 slots that were already filled. And then I spent the next 6.5 months waiting for the streamer to get back to me because like their fan base was taking forever to pick what slot they wanted their character to be drawn in. And they wanted it done by the end of the year, by the end of 2024. But for the end of 2024, I was going overseas with my family. So they eventually, 6.5 months roll by, and I was like, hey, you still haven't sent me anything. And I remember you said you wanted this done by the end of the year. So like, I'm going overseas. If you want it done by the end of the year, I kind of need that shit right now. And they were like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And they sent all the stuff over. But then they also told me that it was their fault that it hadn't been done. So they told me to just have my holiday and draw it when I came back. So that's what I ended up doing. But outside of that one very peculiar scenario, the longest anyone's ever had to wait for me for a commission's maybe like 2.5 or 3 weeks. I don't like making people wait very long. That's kind of part of the reason why we do 2 art streams a week now instead of just 1. Because then if I have commissions in my queue and I don't finish them all, then instead of waiting a whole week for me to get back to the queue, you're only waiting like a couple days. Steals my Coke. No. But I bought vanilla Coke and it's my favorite. Please, can I have it back? I feel like I should probably sleep now. Good night. Sleep tight. It's 2:30 and I'm... Yo. Go to sleep, bro. Gives back. Thank you. Yummy, yummy in my tummy. As an artist, have you ever had anyone try to get you to draw them for free? In high school, yeah, there'd be other high school kids being like, oh my god, you draw? That's so cool. Can you draw me? And sometimes I would, sometimes I wouldn't. I have drawn people for free a handful of times, again, when I was a younger artist, but it was like, mostly friends. 2-hour delay from the snow, so it's not that. Oh, I see. I'll pay you in express. I did have one person like that. When I can't remember if I had no, I hadn't graduated uni. I had graduated high school, and I had decided that even though the school year ended in, I think, November, I wasn't gonna start university until March. I wanted a couple of months. That didn't end up lasting. No, sorry. I wanted to go to uni in June. I wanted like a solid, really solid chunk of time before I went to uni. And my parents laughed at that because they know me. I would get bored at home. And they were right. I ended up going to uni in, I think, March. Because it like ate away at me too much. But in those couple months between high school and uni, I was looking for an animation gig. Because a lot of people don't know this about me, because it's not something, like, a lot of people online. Everyone in my personal life knows this. But a lot of people online don't know this about me. When I was 17, I almost got a full-time animation job working on Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I filled in the application, I got the call back, I did the animation test. They were like asking me like what my availabilities were, and then I don't remember what happened, something fell through and I didn't get the job. So after that, I was looking for like another gig, and I came across this one guy. I don't remember his name, but he was a guy running a startup, brand new company. He wanted to produce his own comics. He wanted to be a comic book company. And he was looking for comic artists. And I was like, man, like, I've worked in animation. Well, like, I've done animation, I've done artwork. I haven't done comics before. Maybe I can, maybe this is something good for me. So I applied. I did the test. I got the job. I went to the place with a couple of other new hires and did the stuff. And I found out that basically this guy was running his entire company on abusing artists. Where basically what would happen is he would sign you on for a 6-month unpaid internship. And then when that 6 months was over, he would fire them and he would get new people to be free, unpaid interns for 6 months. That was how he ran his entire business. So I stayed there for maybe a month or 2 months. And then I realized what was going on, and I was like, this isn't worth it. I'm pumping out a comic page every single day. Like, at this point, why don't I just make my own comic? Which I did, by the way. I have a fully published graphic novel. But yeah, I was like, dude, this is kind of weird. And so I just left, and then yeah, I started university. And then fun fact, while I was in university, I got approached by Flying Bark, the animation studio who did Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I got approached by them a second time. And they were like, hey, we know that you applied for this thing and we ended up hiring somebody else, but we have another opening. Do you want to be on this project? And I was like, yes! Yes, I want to be on this project. So they sent me another test because the first test I did, I was a cleanup artist. And the second test I did was for in-between animation. So they were 2 different positions. I did the test. They loved it. They were asking me what my availabilities were, and I was in the middle of uni. So I told them I need a couple of days to think about this. And I talked to my mum. I was like, Mum, I know I'm still in the middle of university, but I just got offered a full-time job to work on Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What do I do? And I'm not gonna lie, there is part of me that kind of hates my mum for this, but like, it's whatever. She was like, okay, well, don't make a decision yet. We're going to talk to your university and see if we can put your studies on pause, instead of just properly dropping out. And that conversation with the uni took way too long. And by the time I had the conversation and I could put my studies on pause and I went back to them, they were like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, it's been a week. We found someone else. I was robbed of a full-time animation job twice. Once when I was 17, once when I was 19. And I have never been that close to being in the industry since then, because it's been in the shitter for years. And on one hand, I'm super pissed off. I should have just taken the offer and dropped out of uni and did that, like, and worked on that show. I should have just done it. I don't have a lot of regrets in life, but I think that's one of them. But on the other hand, it's probably a good thing that I didn't do it, because now I have a weak elbow and it's really hard to animate or draw for extended periods, and maybe that would have been worse if I was in the industry. But I don't know, because I don't live in that timeline. That is a next level terrible job. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Hello, Yoon. Welcome in. How are you doing? How you doing? But yeah, there's your Silv lore dump for the week. I'm sure some people knew that already. I know people who know me personally know that story. But, oh my god, it was really, like, yo. What if I just dated Nick Wilde? Do it. Do it. Oh my god, and I was also, no, I was close one other time. I was almost an intern at Cartoon Network. I was almost an intern at Cartoon Network. And I ended up not going through with it. And the year that I, like, didn't go through with it was, like, the year that US had the massive riots. And, like, there were fires in the street and, like, you know, all that shit. I don't remember what year it was. I think it was early 2020 or late 2019. And then the pandemic happened and I would have been stuck in the US and that would have been really bad. So I'm glad I didn't do that one. For real? That would have been amazing. Yeah, it would have been. It would have been. I've been so close to achieving my childhood dream on multiple occasions, and it just falls short every single time. To a point where, like, I'm kind of over it. You know? You missed the peak US experience. Exactly. I didn't get a taste of the US. I've still never been there. The riot you mentioned in question would have been related to BLM protests. Yes. Yes. That was the one. It was really, I remember it being really intense on the news when I saw it. Yeah, no, it sucks. I'm so sorry, guys. That's okay. I really enjoy animation. It was the one thing that, like, kept me going for a good chunk of my life. But I guess it just wasn't meant to be. I still animate from time to time, but it's not quite what it used to be anymore. And I think that's okay. I mean, it better be okay. I make plushies now. Wasn't that also the year that most of California was? Yes, it was. Yes. Same year. I would have been in the US for all of that, and I think I would have been in California too. I think that's where the internship took place. California's always on fire! Have you ordered Resident Evil 9 yet? No. No. It's my partner's responsibility to order Resident Evil 9. I ordered Resident Evil... I ordered Silent Hill F for the household, and so now it's his responsibility to order Resident Evil 9 for the household. We take turns like that in this house. Fuck, that's literally just the foot. I don't want that. I want the whole leg. Which is like, yeah, here we go. Cuddling my snoot. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I have a question for anyone in the chat who has a snoo, just in case there happens to be more than one person here. When you guys order your plushies, do you keep the name that they have on the name tag, or do you give them like a new name entirely? Because one of the very first snoos that I ever sold, not the first, but one of the first snoos that I ever sold in person, adorable little autistic girl came and bought one. And then she came back to my booth, like, I want to say maybe an hour later. And she was like, hey, I noticed that this snoo, like, has a name and has a history and has a personality. And I was just wondering if I have permission to change it because I don't want to ruin your creative, like, integrity, but I want to give it its own name. And I was like, of course you can! Of course you can! It is so, like, please do! Please do! If you have your own name, go for it. And like, I wish that I asked her what she was gonna name it. I didn't, so I don't know what that snoo's name is now. But now I'm curious, like, when people buy the snoo plushies and they see that they have their own names already, do they keep them? Or do they rename them? I wanna know how many people out there were just like, nah, I'm gonna rename my snoo. I haven't pre-ordered it yet, but I'm still torn between buying it or not. Well, it's gonna end up in my household anyway, because even if it doesn't end up being my thing, like, it's gonna end up being the boyfriend's thing. Keep the stream running with headphones. Yeah, do that. That's adorable. It was so fucking cute. It was so fucking cute. The first snoo that I ever sold in person, I almost cried. Because this girl came up, she picked it up off the table, she goes, can I have this? Like, can I buy this one? I was like, yeah, you absolutely can. I'll just get a fresh one for you, because I don't want them to take the display ones home unless it's the last one I have. So she paid for it, I handed it to her, and I shit you not, guys, she walked away, clutched it to her chest, and as she walked away, she goes, my child. And she walked off. And that... I almost cried. I was like, oh my god, someone loves the snoo, like, design enough to literally call it their child as they walk away. Like, oh my god. And I'm so glad my partner was there for that event, because, he originally wasn't gonna come, because he was, like, super overworked at his old job, but he decided he was gonna show up anyway. And we're both so glad he did, because he got to witness so many people just, like, absolutely going ham over our plushies. The first in-person event that I ever bought the snoos to, we sold out twice. It was a very small event. Very, very, very small. There were maybe, at best, like 50 tables. It was in an RSL, and it was only 6 hours long. So, it was a very small event. So I think we brought 6 or 7 of each snoo. We bought 6 of each snoo. 6 of Rocher, 6 of Dewdrop, and 6 of Nougat, right? Not including display, so we actually had 7 of each. And Rocher completely sold out within the first hour of the event. Within the first hour. Luckily, this event was, like, really, really easy to get to, and I had family members who were not doing anything that day. So I had a bunch of my family members and my partner go back to my apartment to get more Rocher plushies. But Rocher sold out within the hour. By the time the restock showed up, I had them pick up multiple snoos. By the time the restocks showed up, we only had 2 dewdrops left. And I think like 3
I'm popular.
nuggets. Yeah, you were very popular.
Buy my plushie or else.
I have no idea why Rocher was the most popular. People would just gravitated towards him more. But yeah, Rocher sold out within the first hour. By the time restocks showed up, there were only 2 dewdrops left and I think 3 nougats. And then by the end of the event, Rocher had sold out a second time and dewdrop had sold out. And when my partner went to go and get the restocks for Rocher, he bought 6 more Rochers, and then he also brought 6 more dewdrops, and I think 2 or 3 more nougats. So even though dewdrop technically only sold out once, we sold the same amount of dewdrop plushies as we did Rocher plushies. Like, Rocher and dewdrop were perfectly tied in terms of sales by the end of the day, and I had to sell the displays. I had to sell the displays, chat. I think I still have it written down somewhere. But I think we sold in total, I think it was like 10 or 12, no, it was 12 brochures, 12 dewdrops, and I think 9 or 10 nougats in a 6-hour event that was like max 50 artists in like the middle of bumfuck nowhere. Chat, I was so fucking happy. I was so fucking happy. I know a few people who want them. Oh, that makes me so happy. You guys have no idea how much it warms my heart when I hear that people want the snooze. It's so... You guys have no idea. Throws Pokeball. No! Also, hello Nate, welcome in. Plushie, here's a plushie. Actually, we do have a, one of the IKEA sharks. My partner's got one. They're very cute, thank you. Thank you. I know I've showed it on stream before, but do you guys want to see the Wave 2 snooze that are coming soon? That are hopefully coming soon? They're gonna debut at the next event that I'm at, which is a wholesale event. And if there's enough investors interested in them, then I'll be able to manufacture them really, really soon. You guys want to see what the next wave is gonna look like? I want one so badly, but I'm dirt poor. That's okay. I know they're not affordable for everybody. What I would actually like to do, last year, for Christmas, we did an event where you could buy a snoo for a hospitalized child in Westmead Hospital. I'm very happy that I got to do that event because I got to donate like 4 snoos to the local hospital. It was very, very nice. I say local hospital, it's actually way out of my way to get there. But that was really, really nice. What I would also like to do is, like, instead of outright buying a snoo for another person, I'd like to have like a little donation pool thing. So like, say for example, you buy a snoo for $35, but if you would like, then you can pay $37, and then that $2 extra will go into a bucket, and then once that bucket hits $35, I can give away a free snoo to somebody. I would like to do a campaign like that. If I were to buy one, I'd like to design it. I am thinking about opening customs. But the problem is, my current snoos are done by a manufacturing company, and getting one single plushie made from that manufacturing company is like $300 US. So I'm gonna learn how to make a snoo pattern myself and open like custom snoo commission plushies, but like they might not be the same quality because I'll be making them myself. Anyway, let me show you guys what the next snoos are gonna look like. I've got wave 2 here. Where is it? Snoo wave 2, here you go. These are what the next ones are gonna look like. Are any of your plushies on sale? They all look so cute. They're not on sale at the moment. They're $35 US each. That's quite literally the cheapest I can make them right now. And unfortunately, there's a high likelihood that it will be going up to $40 soon. But I'm hoping not to. I'm hoping we can keep it at 35 and then eventually bring it down. Just check the store and they're so cute. Thank you, thank you. Plushies are not cheap. No, they're not. They're really not. The butterfly one is so wow. I love the butterfly one. She's so cute. So, in order, chat, because every snoo has their own name and personality and unique special ability, okay? For me, shipping and tariff is the same price as the plushie. I know. I'm really, really hoping that eventually the tariff stuff goes away. Because I would really like to... I'd really like to eventually start selling them in the US proper. And like Canada proper and like other countries proper. Unfortunately, it's not feasible right now. I'm just a little baby. But yeah, every snoo has their own name and their own personality and their own unique superpower. So from the top to the bottom, you've got Strive, the mushroom. My partner named it, them, because I have a mushroom shirt that my Uruguayan family gave me, and it's literally just a picture of a mushroom with the word Strive written on it, and he thinks it's the funniest shit ever. So, this little guy's name is Strive. I actually don't remember what ability I gave him. I think it was, actually, it'll say on his branding. Where is it? Snooze. No, that's Snoo Art. Designs? Snooze, here we go. Strive. What is your ability again, Strive? He makes plants grow very quickly and very healthy no matter the terrain. So he's like a little greenhouse. He's very popular with the farmers and shit. Very good stuff. Doesn't look like anytime soon. Yeah, unfortunately. Oh, you're in Europe. Oh, hell yeah. What part of Europe? This one's name is Marcy. She's butterfly. She has accelerated healing. So you know how when you're a kid and you like scrape your knee or whatever and your mum kisses it to make it better? Marcy's kisses actually do make it better. She has accelerated healing. That's her ability. She's very playful, very fun. This bottom one, this calico looking one, her name is Treasure. She's very sweet, very adorable. Love her. And her special ability took me the longest to figure out, but she is a memory bank. So basically, when you have a memory that you want to cherish forever and you want to make sure is protected forever and ever, you ring her little bell and you whisper your memory to her and she will keep it safe for you for eternity. That's her ability. I really wanted it to be something related to treasure, but I wasn't sure what it was. And I was like, oh, people treasure memories. Let's go with that. So that's the next wave. I can't promise when they'll be available to the public because it's entirely dependent on how my next convention goes. But if the convention goes well, they'll be ready really soon. Snooze costs $70 because of shipping and tariffs. I am so sorry, guys. If you don't mind me asking, what is your whole snoo collection based off of? So I have an animated project called The Fairy's Tale. And part of The Fairy's Tale, I was trying to build a unique ecosystem around my version of fairies. Because fairies in my universe aren't really fairies, they're more akin to plant people. And I was trying to build a fun ecosystem and like world and lore and all that shit. And I designed the snooze originally to be the equivalent to a puppy to a human. It's like we have pet dogs or whatever, fairies have pet snooze. And because they're set in the fairy world, that's why they all have, like, different levels of magic and different magical skills and stuff like that. And I really, really liked unique, like, species on DeviantArt as a kid. I really liked the closed and open species and, like, the communities that built and stuff like that. So, ever since I was a kid, I had been trying to create my own, like, open species type thing. And yeah, these ones, originally the snooze came from like an art project that I had in high school I actually made a video going through all the evolution of the snooze through my artwork. Not in high school, sorry, in uni. I had to like combine 2 or 3 animals and like draw what that combined creature would look like. And I just really liked how it looked, and I kept playing with the idea and changing the anatomy and stuff, and then eventually we landed on like what the snooze look like now. They're like part physically how they look, it's like part puppy, part bug, part like sometimes they can resemble like aquatic creatures like Vanessa. Vanessa's got like fins and stuff. We've got snooze that kind of look like spiders and jackalopes and all sorts of shit, but in reality they're a lot like my fairies. They're plants. They're sentient plant creatures. Yeah, there's a lot there's a lot related to snooze. If you go to the Shopify store, I actually have a page called Meet the Snooze, and like you've got a synopsis of all of the snooze that are currently available for sale, and it's also got like a tiny little paragraph about like how the snooze ended up in the real world and stuff like that. I've been working on them on and off since like 2018. So I'm not, and like when I put on the spot, it's like, whoa, hang on a minute. There's a lot related to snooze. I need her. I'm hoping eventually you guys can get your hands on them. Alright, hang on. Henry is still texting me. Sip of my tea. Alright. You know what I just realized? What did you realize? The snoo hole goes deep. Yeah, there's a lot. I have a sketchbook that is from Uruguay. My family got it from me when they went to Uruguay the first time without me. It's really shitty paper. Wow, that was rude. It's really shitty paper, but that's because it's like Uruguayan. They don't have the most high-end materials over there, and this is like a handmade sketchbook. But it's got a beautiful, beautiful, like, burnt pattern on the top. And in this sketchbook, I exclusively design snooze. The only thing in this sketchbook, aside from, like, color swatching, is snoo designs. There's a whole bunch in here. A bunch that, like, haven't been realized in plushie form. I see a lot, like, I have a lot of ideas. There's zombie ones in here. There's ones based off of fruit. There's a whole bunch in here, right? And when you flip through it, I've actually started playing with two-legged snooze. Because people will know, if they've seen the snooze, you usually find snooze with 4 legs or with 6 legs. And on very, very, very rare occasion, you can find a snoo with 8 legs. We don't have a snoo plushie with 8 legs yet because the first time I tried to make one, my old manufacturer said it wasn't possible. Hang on, I'm getting texts. Yeah, so, like, my old manufacturer said it wasn't possible. I think they're fucking liars. I have my sippy. So yeah, that's why we don't have an 8-legged snoo plushie yet, but we will have one eventually. But I've been playing with the idea of a 2-legged snoo, and I don't want to show off the concepts just yet because it's still very, very early. We're just kind of playing with the idea right now. But the 2-legged snoos are more akin to birds. So, like, you know, we've got snoos that have fins that are more like sheep. We have the snoos with the 6 legs and the and the 8 legs that are more like bugs, and now we're gonna have ones with 2 legs that are more like birds. Because a lot of snus, not every snoo, but majority of snus have wings. And so basically the idea is to like put the snoo on its back legs, and then instead of giving it front legs, give it wings, like where the front legs would be. And that's kind of what we're playing with at the moment. That's all in that little sketchbook that I have. I like doing it traditionally because it feels a lot more relaxing and a lot more low stakes. Because when I design snooze, I'm not sitting down thinking, oh my god, I need new concepts for a plushie. I'm sitting down thinking, man, I've had a really long weekend. I just want to sit down and draw some snooze, man. That's why I do it in my sketchbook. It makes it very low stakes, makes it very relaxing. But I have posted all of the designs in that sketchbook. If you guys want to see them, on my Bluesky, I have a feed dedicated to snooze. I don't post in it very often, because now that the snooze are a plushie line, I try to keep it a little bit hush-hush. But every single time I draw a new snoo in my sketchbook, I post it on Bluesky and I put it in the snoo feed. And at the moment, when we need new snoo designs, I usually just go into that sketchbook, pick a handful, and then go to, like, my partner, Henry, Chai, and Brent, like my 4 trusted confidants, and sometimes my family as well. And I'll be like, hey, new snoo plushies need to be designed. Help me pick which one gets turned into a plushie. But eventually, if there's enough interest in them, I would like to make it a public poll. And I would love to be like, hey guys, hey chat, we're planning like wave 72 of the snooze. Which ones do you want as a plushie, and like make it like a whole public event? I don't think it'll happen anytime soon. But also I think it would be fun. I have a lot of cool things that I want to do with the snooze. And I'm really, really hoping that I get the opportunity to. But all of that stuff is dependent on the event that I've got in like 11 days, which is why I'm really, really stressed out. Because like, this event could go so well that it fast tracks everything. Like, it fast tracks absolutely everything. Like, it could put my snooze on store shelves. It could fast track the potential to have them put in stores internationally. It could mean that instead of releasing only Wave 2 this year, I release Wave 2, 3, and 4. Or, it could go so horribly wrong. It could go so horribly wrong that I have to consider shutting down my business. You know? Like, that's the kind of situation that this event has put me in. So, we'll see. I'm only, like, a little stressed. Actually, no, that's a fucking lie. I'm so stressed. I'm so stressed. But I just have to have faith that the big money-making executives will like the snooze as much as the general public. That's all I can hope for. There we go. This side is way shorter than that side, but I think the angle makes it okay. I think it's whatever. It's not perfect. It's fine. How did I... Okay. Cool. I just want to make sure the line variation's done the same way on either side. Make this longer. Actually, no, you won't even see it because, like, yeah, the body will be there. Hang on. Body will be, like, here. these off for a second. Here we go. What I'd really like more than anything, related to snooze, I'm still talking about snooze, chat, is to have someone help me, like, market them properly. Because the whole reason that I'm going into wholesale, I'm going the wholesale route, is because I don't know how to market the snooze to save my goddamn life, dude. I've been trying online marketing for years. And it feels like no matter what I try, the result is the same. And I don't understand why, because I'll sit down and I'll like try and learn the meta. I'll be like, okay, this is what people are saying is good, so I'm gonna try and make content that kind of fits that vibe. I'm not gonna follow trends. I'm not gonna, like, you know, pick a trendy audio or whatever. I'm gonna try and make organic content or whatever the fuck it's called. And I just can't get the snooze in front of people, you know? When people see them in person, they basically sell themselves. Like, when I brought them to that one in-person event, it was like, I barely had to do any convincing. People would come over, they'd be like, oh, it's so cute. I'll be like, if you want to hold it, you can hold it. And then they hold it, and then they buy it, you know? They sell themselves in person. But, like, oh god, online is a whole other beast, and it's scary. And you try, and it doesn't work, and then you try something new, and it doesn't work, and then you keep trying things, and then you stick to the same thing for a while, because maybe consistency is what it's after, and it still doesn't work. I'm like, oh, I just want help. I just want help. I want people to see the snooze. I want people to help me get them to be seen, you know? Yeah, it's called organic content. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's mostly because these days, most likely because these days, people don't have money for small luxuries anymore. Actually, that's, the complete opposite is happening right now. It's called the lipstick effect, if I remember correctly. And basically what it means is, in times of economic crisis, instead of saving money to buy bigger luxuries like homes or cars or whatnot, people tend to spend more money on smaller luxuries. Because, you know, we're in economic crisis, sure, but you still deserve to have something nice. I believe it's called the lipstick effect. That's why Labubus went so crazy, like last year or the year before or whatever it was. Because they were small, and they were, like, somewhat affordable, and people were like, oh, well, I'm not gonna be able to ever afford a house anyway, so I'm just gonna buy this cute fuzzy toy, right? But you would think that, like, oh, people can't buy luxuries anymore, that's why, but no, economics is a very weird thing. Snooze for all. I would like snooze for all. Like I mentioned earlier today, chat, last year I did a hospital campaign for the snooze. And something that I've been daydreaming about, something that, like, honestly, on really, really stressful, like, bad days leading up to this event, something that keeps me going, is my ultimate collab, right? What is my ultimate collab for the snooze? What I would love to do more than anything is I would like to have a bunch of children at both of the children's hospitals, because we've got two really prominent ones in Sydney. Children across both hospitals. I want them all, in their free time, without me involved whatsoever, to design what they think their ideal snoo would look like. And I want to grab those designs, and I want to incorporate them to make an entirely unique snoo that is only sold at the hospital volunteer shop. Now, I would not make any money off of those snoos. In fact, I would lose thousands of dollars producing those snoos for the hospital. But the hospital would get 100% of the profits. It would be a plushie completely designed, completely sold entirely for the purpose of raising money for the children's hospitals. That is my dream collab for the snooze. That is the one thing that on like really, really bad, stressful days, I will like sit down with my food and just like fantasize about, you know? And it sounds stupid, I know. It sounds dumb. Like, Silv, you should be thinking about the most profitable collab you can have. Well, I don't want to. I don't want to. Like, it's as simple as that. Makes sense. The first to herald the troubled times were the strippers. Yeah! Strippers are really, really good at detecting, like, changes in the economy before anyone else because of the clients that they have. So if you have a stripper friend who says they're about to enter an economic crisis, believe them. Alright, I need to just make sure I've got the detailing on the tail correct. Okay, yeah, there's like some fluff on like this side, so let me just really quickly like separate layer. You won't even see it that much. It'll be like actually kind of like that. It's like super ruffled, and then this side is just perfectly smooth. Okay. How did we go from economic crisis to strippers? Because generally speaking, when the economy is going through drastic changes, the first people who will notice it are the strippers. Because, again, generally speaking, a lot of the major clientele for strippers are very high-end business people. They'll bring potential clients over, they'll have work parties there, like all sorts of stuff. And when you're about to hit economic crisis, or when the economy is about to boom or whatever, the strippers will notice immediately because their clients will either start tipping less, they won't show up as often, or they will stop showing up altogether. And usually when there's a sudden change like that, like you have a really high-end CEO client that's showing up every 2 weeks and then all of a sudden he just stopped showing up, that's a pretty telltale sign that shit's not gonna go well for the economy very soon. Because the CEOs and the real big money makers are always gonna be protecting their bag over anything else. Which, yeah, that's the connection between economic crisis and strippers. Even, like, the current economic crisis we're in, the strippers were warning us, like, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and no one listened to them. Depends on the CEOs? I mean, generally, yeah, but if we're going by that logic, then it also depends on the stripper. We're 3 hours in and I'm still not done with the first commission. Ah! It's fine. It just means that the next art stream we do this week, instead of working on the surprise that I was going to work on with you guys, we're going to be doing more of this. Which is not a complaint. Not a complaint. And anyone... No, don't. I love those emotes. I love Saku's emotes. They're so cute. I love my wife, man. She will never be free. But, like, that's a good thing when it comes to commissions and stuff. I'm very lucky that recently, like, within the past, I want to say, like, actually since maybe November, every time I make a post and I'm like, hey guys, my commission queue is empty, so if you want, like, orders, come get them now. 3 or 4 people come around and they're like, ooh, I want commission. I'm very, very lucky in that regard because I am incapable of working a traditional job right now. Haven't been able to for over a year. And as I mentioned at the start of the stream, I am officially like my savings are gone trying to survive without like working a traditional job. My savings are gone. So I am very, very, very grateful to everyone who keeps me trapped making commissions for them, because you guys are the reason that I still get to live. Alright, hang on. Gonna cancel. We're gonna free transform this one. Okay. Alright, I think that's a good point. If I happen to win one of those sweepstakes, I always enter for multiple thousands of dollars. I'll be sure to give you a grand commission. Aw, that is so sweet. That is so sweet. Thank you. You don't have to do that for me. I appreciate it though. My partner is part of lottery thingy called Set for Life. Basically, it gets drawn every single night. And if you win, the grand prize is $20,000 a month every month for the next 20 years. Which would basically mean that we realistically wouldn't have to work again if we're smart with our money. Second place is not nearly as good. It wouldn't take care of both of us. It would only take care of him, but it's still pretty good. It's 5k a month for 5 years, I think. Or 5k a month for 1 year. I don't remember. But he's never won anything substantial with it. At most, it pays for next week's ticket. And at worst, he's out like $70. I haven't had the money to buy a lottery ticket in so long, chat. And I love gambling. I fucking love the lottery. But I'm too responsible. I can't spend money on a lottery ticket if I don't have a job. You know what I mean? I just can't do it. Truth be told, if I did win 15k, I'd try and turn it into $1 million in stocks. I think that's a smart thing to do. I think that's smart. I would probably try and hire someone who knows what they're doing with stocks. My grandfather used to trade stocks, but he's not alive anymore, so I can't ask him. But I think that's smart. My partner has a really, really high interest return, like, bank account. I don't remember how high it is. I think it's something ridiculous, like 25% interest. I don't know how he got it, but it's very, very high. So he is always talking about how if he had the chance, he would just put all of his money into that really high interest account. I don't care what gender you are, put on the maid outfit. That is basically what this picture is. I reckon it'll go like here. That looks weird, but trust. And then this, I'm going to connect them. Hang on. Hmm. That looks atrocious. 1 second. Ew. Ew. Let's try. That's probably gonna look weirder. Yeah. I'm trying to make it like seamlessly go from one bit to the other. Do it like that. Put that there. Then this would need to kind of change shape a little bit. Actually, would it? Just... Ah. Alright, it looks a little strange, but it's not the end of the world. We're almost done with the line art, chat. You've become so overpowered in a game that you have to start over because it becomes unfun. No. No. I don't think I struggle in video games so hard that when I do finally become overpowered, I'm like, yes. Oh my god. Feels like a reward, you know? I'm like clinically bad at video games, I feel. I enjoy them, they're very fun, but I'm really bad. Should diversify his portfolio, put a third into high yield interest account, a third in precious metals. That's true. We could invest in like gold. I don't know if gold is worth investing in anymore, especially, but like, I agree, investing in metals is good. And foreign arms companies, that sounds sketchy. It's all hypothetical at the moment because we've never won anything, but it's nice to think about sometimes. Would you like to join my pyramid scheme? No, thank you. I think I'll pass. Tempting. I'll admit, it is tempting. But I think I'm good. I have a bridge to sell you. Yo. Alright, chat. I need to pee. But I also kind of want to finish the lineup before I get up. So we'll just see how long I can last. Very close. I think I need to finish the face and then the line art is done. Hopefully I don't need to pee before then. I'm really weird. Like, it's not necessarily that I use basic human rights as a reward. I used to, but more often than not, it's just I don't like getting up if I've half finished a task. You know what I mean? It's something that I've worked on a lot. I'm a lot better at it now, but sometimes when you're in the zone, you just don't want to get up until you've finished a section of it, you know? And this is just one of those times, because I'm already so close to finishing the line art. I may as well just wait until it's done. Yeah, this bit's gonna look strange, but it's fine. Not the end of the world. Kind of like what we were talking about the other day with artists pushing themselves. That's true. That's true. But I think there's nothing wrong with, like... Actually, no. There is something wrong with holding in your pee. If you hold in your pee too much, then you can get kidney stones. Maybe I'm gonna go pee. I think I'm gonna go pee. I don't want kidney stones. I'm back. I have protected myself from kidney stones. We're good. Bladder dysfunction. I caused kidney failure. No. I peed. You can't do that. Alright, now we can do the face. You invested me. Damn, that's fucking right, dude. Get your little magic fingers away from my kidneys, dog. Until we meet again. I'm sure there's an artist out there glorifying all the pain and suffering they're going through that you can go and cast kidney failure on. That was so bitchy to say. Wow. Usually I'm good at keeping my bitch to myself. That was... wow. Goodness. Okay. Anyway. Let's see. Usually what I do is I have it taper like this. That might be too dramatic. There we go. Oh, look at his little nose. Little button nose. Aw. Oh, chat. I asked my boyfriend to be my Valentine today. You wanna know how I did it? I don't think even he's seen it yet. Because I sent it to him on Instagram, and bro doesn't check his Instagram unless he's, like, trapped in the toilet for 6 hours. So I don't even think he's seen it yet. We played Resident Evil 5 together recently on stream. And when you're fighting Albert Wesker for the first time, because you fight Wesker multiple times, when you fight Albert Wesker for the first time, at the start of the fight, he says 7 minutes. 7 minutes is all I can spare for you. And so I found I found this meme. Fuck you, let me grab it. I found this meme and I sent it to the boyfriend. I gotta show it in a way so that it doesn't show his identity. Can I copy link and then like paste it in here so it doesn't show his Instagram. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, in Resident Evil 5, at the start of the first fight with Wesker, he says 7 minutes. 7 minutes is all I can spare for you. So to ask my boyfriend to be my Valentine, I sent him this post. It just says, I only ever spend 7 minutes on others, but I'd give you 7 hours of my time. Be my Valentine. And I don't think he's seen it yet. He just came out of the shower. I heard the water turn off, but I want to get his reaction when he comes out of the shower because I think that's really funny. I think he'll appreciate that a lot. Perfect. It is perfect, isn't it? I know how to pick some good memes that are specifically tailored to any given individual's taste. I'm pretty good. And by any given individual, I mean my boyfriend. Is literally. He should be out of the shower soon. I'm gonna ask him to check his phone. Alright, let's see. I know we went down, but for this bit, I want to come up. This is also why making a custom brush just seems impossible. Because sometimes I'll break the rules of my own, like, line variation to get a desired effect, and it's like, bro. There we go, there we go. I think that's too dramatic. Alright, here he comes, chat. So, I sent you an Instagram message today. I want to see your reaction to it. No, not enthusiastic, but it's a question. It's not a question, it's a statement, but like you can treat it as a question. You'll know the one when you see it. He's looking for it. It was today. No, it's not Minecraft. Although you should watch all of the ones I sent you, but like I'm looking for a specific one. Not that one, but that's a good one. Yeah, I'll show it to you. Hang on, he's watching all the other memes. No.
So clearly Hamilton has been on your brain.
Well, yeah, because
Just
I want the
showing
Hamilton. I want you to watch the Hamilton musical with me, but that is not what I was trying to get you
That's
to.
a lot of Hamilton.
A lot. There was like 3.
That's a lot of Hamilton.
How far up did you scroll? Here, this one.
I only ever spend 7 minutes on others, but I give 7 hours of my time. Be my Valentine. I couldn't read the Be My Valentine.
Oh, you couldn't read it?
No, it was pink on pink.
Oh.
Like, I only ever spend 7 minutes on others, and I give you 7 hours of my time.
I thought that was the perfect way to ask you.
Chris, be mine.
Chris!
Fine, I'll take Jill.
You don't get a choice anyway, because Valentine's Day is the first day of my really big, like, expo thing, and you're gonna be with me anyway.
Yeah. Oh, is Valentine's Day on the expo?
Valentine's Day is the first day of the expo, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so we don't get a Valentine's Day, we get a business day.
Excellent.
Be my business partner.
And if because it's the first, that also means I can't really like.
Yeah, no, we probably could realistically, but I don't think we should. Maybe worst case scenario, the last day of the expo, we'll hang out in the city afterwards and get dinner.
We'll do something.
Yeah. But I saw that this morning and I was like, that's like the perfect way to ask you to be my Valentine, considering we just played Resi 5. I know, right? I'm pretty great. I said great.
I know. I said.
Damn. Chat. Why did my boyfriend call me gay, chat?
Okay.
Okay, but that means you're gay. Good. Chat, he's gay. I know. Poor baby. Alright, he's gone, chat. You're not gonna hear from him ever again. Never ever again. But he liked it. It was good. Oh, chat. Hang on, wait. Can I tell chat what you said about Minecraft? Your future eventual 100% plan. Chat, he said he'd turn me into a Minecraft trad wife. He goes, when we 100% Minecraft, I want you to, like, stay home. Make it home nice and cozy. You know, make sure everything's ready for me. What I need is ready for me whenever I come back home. I'm like, are you gonna turn me into a trad wife? And he goes, yeah. And he was like, don't worry though. Don't worry though. If I need your help on the explorations, I'll come get you. And I'm like, sure, I'll be your Minecraft trad wife. That's fine. If I really needed to, I would play, like, on a completely separate world to get my fix. I'll be someone else's Minecraft trad wife for, like, an hour. I don't know when we would do that, chat, though. That's probably, like, ages and ages and ages away from now. Yeah, very long time. But one day. Dirty Red Shirt, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good time with us tonight. You have to start a Minecraft server eventually. I would really like to. I think I mentioned it in a previous art stream, but Discord made an announcement earlier this year that you're going to be able to host game servers through Discord. And Minecraft wasn't on the list of initial games being part of the program, but there have been talks about adding it to the program. And if I can run a Discord server, if I can run a Minecraft server through Discord, that makes it so much easier. Because I don't have the finances to have a server that's open 24/7, but if I can do it for free through Discord, that is a game changer. Back. Welcome back. How you doing? Chat, you ever just sit down, mind your own business, and then suddenly out of nowhere you're like, oh, I stink. Is that something that happens to you guys? Asking for a friend. Do I have any tea left? I'm gonna send you something. Okay, bet. Do it. Yes, I hate it. So I shower every day. That's fair. I don't shower every single day. In the winter, I'll shower maybe twice a week, and during the summer, I aim for 3 times a week. But I also, like, shave 2 to 3 times a week, so I don't have as much body hair to retain the sweat. That being said, though, sometimes you're just like, bro, stinky. Same? Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, damn it. I was gonna copy paste the eye, but it's not worth it. I'll just redraw it. Oh, I just got the Discord message. I'm assuming that's Kyra. What's this? Ah, gotta close this. Aw, that is so cute. Yeah, I'm in a maid outfit. Look at this. Look. I'm in a maid outfit, chat. Look at that. I like the blue. That's really nice. I didn't think to add blue. That's so cute. Aw. I like the hat too. Aw. That's so cute. Thank you. That is so sweet. You didn't have to do that for me. Oh my goodness. Now I really need to make a fan art fridge. We were talking about it a couple weeks ago. Now I have to do it. The older I get, the more I sympathize with the Megatron Rebellion. Is that what that says? With Megatron's Rebellion. I'm not big on Transformers. I have a cousin who's obsessed with it. I love drawing funny ideas. That's so cute. Thank you. Actually, wait. Bring it down a little bit lower, because then this will kind of... Yes. Just chilling. Yeah. Yeah. I think I need some chilling after the stream. I had really bad writer's block today. For context, this time last week, when I sat down to write for my project, I wrote like 8 pages in one sitting. And then when I sat down today, I could only write 3. I got really bad block today, and it's stressing me out. And then there's also stuff with the event that's stressing me out. You know, I think I just need to relax after stream. Gonna go to Nana's house and drink some coffee. Ooh, that sounds nice. Got another message. Oh, it's Henry. Okay, never mind. Henry is just informing me that he got home. Nemi, why are you headbutting my elbow? It's not time. I know. We gotta stream for another hour. It's not time. I know. It's not time yet. Baby. You'd have a hot bath and relax. I think I will. I gotta make sure my bath is, like, clean. I don't use it very often, and Nemi will... Sometimes when Nemi joins me in the bathroom, I'll turn the faucet on and he'll drink from, like, from the bath faucet. So it's a little bit dusty and furry in there, but if it's clean, maybe I will. I have some bath salts that I still haven't used. I've never heard you sing before. Oh, yeah. When I'm nonchalant and, like, I don't really care and I just kind of break into song, it's whatever. But when I try to sing on purpose, I get mad stage fright, chat, and it's really bad. Nem! Why are you headbutting me? Come here. What's wrong? What's wrong, Bobby? What's wrong, Mr. Bobby? Oh, huge kitty. Okay. Okay. I'm holding Cat now, chat. Cat wants to be cuddled. Is that it? Or are you complaining? Is the aircon too cold? Is that why you're complaining? Or are you complaining? Hug. He always acts up once the boyfriend gets home. Like, oh, there's more people in the house. That means it's time for cuddles and shit. Okay, he's jumped out of my lap. If you start headbutting my elbow again, I'm gonna get really upset. I gave you cuddles. Let me try turning off the aircon. Maybe he is too cold. What's wrong? What's the matter? I just gave you cuddles. What do you mean, headbutt elbow? What? I don't understand, meow. Are you hungry? You've got biscuits. Are you tired? What do you need? Well, I'm left-handed, chat, but I can't draw without both of my hands. He seeks warmth. That might be it. I did turn the air conditioning off, so maybe that'll satiate him for a while. But right now, he's getting really upset if I stop petting him. And yet, he doesn't want to cuddle. Alright, let's see. I'm trying to, like, keep doing this while I'm petting him, and it's not working out. I'm just gonna... You can headbutt my elbow. Fine. It's not my dominant hand, it's cool. I don't know what you want. Alright, chat, let me carry him to his food bowl. I don't know what it is he's after, but it's kind of annoying me. Just because I've got work to do. Come here, Nemi. You hungry? You're left-handed? Yeah, I am. 1 second, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. He's eating some biscuits. I don't know how long that'll satiate him. He might be back soon. Ugh. I can hear him munching and crunching though, so that's good. Give me a second. When I have the aircon on, generally speaking, I wrap up in like the little robe that I keep on my chair. Because my top half will be heavy, but my bottom half is like, my top half will be like warm and need the aircon, but my bottom half will be cold. Ooh, hang on, wait. Chat, hang on. Okay, chat. I need to really quickly text Henry because stuff has come up. Biscuits? Yeah. Nemi eats mostly dry food. Sometimes he has a wet food phase, but more often than not, he's eating dry food. I need to really quickly chat. If you guys have international friends through Discord and you guys have a hard time with time zones, there's this website that I use called Hammer Time. It's literally hammertime.cu. like C and then the word U. And it's really, really good because it'll put stuff in your time zone, but then when they see it, it'll be in their time zone. I love when I get last minute plans like this. Okay, I think that's done. I think that's sorted for now. Also, wait, hang on. I completely forgot to answer his question. No, so close. So chat, for context, we've been trying to plan a collab stream for a very long time. And we almost had it lined up just then, but it's not working. Trying to think. I don't know what time. Partner and I have an event. Okay. So, people who've been around for a while will know that a very long time ago, I did a collab with the boyfriend, Henry, and Henry's boyfriend, and we watched the first season of Ruby, but we turned it into a drinking game. That was, I want to say 2 years ago. Maybe 2.5 years ago, something like that. And it's been impossible to plan a part 2 to that stream. And we almost had everything lined up to finally do it again. But it's not working. At this point, I don't know if it'll ever happen, but we're gonna keep trying. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab your character here I did of Sora, and I will color pick that. I remember that stream was awesome. It was so fun. It was so fun. On one hand, it's easier to plan now because Henry works nights. And nights in his time zone is like the middle of the day, our time zone. So he's awake at my usual stream time now. But on the other hand, it's also more difficult to plan because he mostly works on weekends. And the boyfriend mostly works during the week. So the time is correct, but the days of the week are not. Cool. Sorry, I'm like low-key still texting Henry because I want this to work. I want to find a good time for it to work. Alright. The white bit this and this. There's also some white up here. Probably make the brush bigger now that the line art's done. And we're not gonna shade this piece. This piece is a flat color piece. So once this color is down, I can finally take it off. The next commission after this, truth be told, we probably won't get to tonight, but if we do, it shouldn't take very long because it's gonna be a goob, which means there's no line variation. It's just solid line art and like a sticker type vibe, so it won't take nearly as long, thank goodness. These bits I'm not gonna do for the paws just yet because it was like green. Actually, what I could do, it looks like the white starts like here. And then on the feet, the gist is kind of the same, but I drew the feet a little differently. So I'm just gonna... Okay, yeah. So it's like, like that, but lower. I think that's right. And then the green goes over the top. Sorry, when I have the reference open, I can't have my big chat open because then I can't see. And I forgot and I layered my other monitor wrong. I had to fix it. There's another drinking game stream that we did that only ever got one part. We never did a part 2 or anything, and that was the Parasite Eve drinking game. That one was fun. I miss Parasite Eve a lot. I've been debating streaming it again. I just don't know. I worry that if I play, like, the same game multiple times, even if the playthroughs are years apart, part of me does worry, like, oh, people are gonna get bored because they've seen me play this game before. And it's such a stupid thing to worry about, but also it's like, you know. I like Parasite Eve, and I like Rule of Rose. I miss Rule of Rose. The gameplay was not very good, but it was probably one of the most beautiful PS2 horror game, like, stories that I've ever seen. There we go. Is that all of the white? No, it's not. There's also white on the face. Okay. We didn't get bored of you playing Silent Hill. We don't get bored of you playing Silent Hill 2. That's so true. That's so true. Most of the time, I'm like, bro, I don't give a fuck. I want to play this game. And honestly, I feel like that's how it should be. Oh, this is where it gets kind of interesting. It would work on this eye. Like a type situation. Let me see. No, don't zoom in. Close. Give me this one. Okay, so it's like a type thing. This side, it's gonna look a little weird. I'm gonna need to... First one sits like okay. That'll give us a time. Okay, that's fine. We can do. Alright. Alright, that's good, that's good. Sorry, chat. I just gotta really quickly fix this. I didn't notice it. Of course I drew that on the line art. No. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna fix it. Grab all that. Copy it, and then undo it all. Now I can paste it. There we go. Easy fix. Easy fix. I've never made a mistake before in my life, chat. But yeah, I don't remember if I confirmed this earlier in the stream, but tomorrow we're gonna have Henry and his boyfriend on for a little bit. They wanna come see what we're doing, what we're up to. They miss you guys. So while I'm focusing on trying to time my attacks and make sure my parries are all good, they can talk to you. Henry in particular, I think in our DMs he said he's got a new D&D campaign that he wants to talk about. That'll be fun. It's been a while since I've been able to talk to Henry, so... And I told him ages ago that he always has permission to crash my streams last minute. Because, you know, not to sound gay or anything, but like, he's a really good friend. So he's like, okay, cool. And he takes me up on it. He's like, yeah, sure, I'll crash. It'd be good to have some commentary. I know, it's good. It's sometimes it's tiring to stream 4 days in a row. But also, like, it's the way that it works best for me at the moment. It just means that, yeah, sometimes it's a little bit quiet. Sometimes I need to have people on to talk while I'm doing shit. Especially if I need to focus on the parries and stuff. Like, like they can talk to you guys. They can be like, chat, guess what we're doing today? I need to redraw this bit too. Spike bit. Forgot about that bit. It'll be a lot bigger on this side. Unless we, like, just bring it in shorter like that. Your Human Torch level of flaming? What does that mean? Alright, there we go. I'm gonna make this purple. Refer only to editing layer. Now I can just, like, fix this up. Oh, very gay. Okay, that's fine. That's whatever. I can live with that. So this, there's this Family Guy audio clip that I see every now and again. And it reminds me of, like my partner sometimes. We've never had this discussion, but like we do have an age gap, which is why I think about it. It's a clip like Lois is like, oh, sometimes it's like talking to a child. and Peter whips around like, be careful who you're talking, be careful who you're calling child, because if I'm a child, that makes you a pedophile. And I'm like, yeah. I don't know, I just think that clip's really fucking funny. Alright, here we go. Ah, why you do that? Alright, we gotta manually color this shit. Oops. You know, I probably will need to bring furniture to that event. I'm thinking about it now. I think I might need to bring, like, at least one extra chair. Because I'm pretty sure it only comes with one chair. I'll have to double check that. Because they gave me 4 tickets. But I think it only comes with 1 chair. We'll find out. I think we'll need at least 2, because I've got shitty knees. Or a shitty knee. And my mum's gonna be there. And my mum's got don't even get me started on what's wrong with my mum physically. So we're both gonna need to sit down at some point. At least 2. I actually don't even know if my parents are gonna come. They've got tickets, but I don't know if they'll show up. Bring a steel chair. I don't think I can bring a steel chair. I might just have to bring like a shitty foldable chair. Or one of those like really cheap ass lawn chairs that like can fold up into a little tiny backpack so that I can carry it around easy. It'd look unprofessional as hell, but it'd be way easier than bringing just a regular chair. I don't know why I had to fill that in. But the other bits work. Oh, that's why. Okay. Alright, now we're gonna do green. You can use it to fend off rival vendors. I've had a look at the other vendors that are selling plushies. I'm not gonna lie, I did do a little bit of a snoop. Like 80% of them are just drop ship or like imports from like really, really cheap Asian stores. And I'm not saying that as a diss. It's literally in their brand title. It's literally in their brand name that they're an import company. So yeah, like, I don't have an awful lot of competition, but there is one that I'm, like, genuinely kinda nervous about in terms of quality. And I put it in the Discord server a little bit ago. Because I was doing some snooping. And like, oh my god, it's so cute. Made with the finest child, like, exactly. There's a lot of the plushie companies that are there are not, like, you know, it's just imports. Like, fillers for, like, claw machines. You swapped the hair color? I thought it was white on the inside and green on the outside. Or do you mean, like... Oh yeah, I see it. My bad. I'm looking at a different reference picture. I can fix that really easy. Hang on. Why are you green? You shouldn't be green. Should you? What? You shouldn't be green. No, you should be white. Why are you green? Get out of there. Cringe. Alright, fixed it. But yeah, there is one plushie there that I'm kind of worried about. Because it looks really good. And they have done an idea with their plushie that I wanted to do with the snooze one day. They just kind of beat me to it. It's basically they sell one plushie, but they have like different clothing items that you can put on it. So like you buy the one plushie and then you can get it like a little coat or a dress or a hat, and you can like dress up the plushie however you want. I really wanted to do a snoo like that at some point, or at least like sell snoo accessories like hats with holes for their antennae to go through, or like, you know, jackets that can accommodate for their wings and stuff like that. But it's very complicated for the snoos. This one that I saw is like very like conventional, like human proportioned or chibi proportioned, so it's much easier for them to do it. So I'm worried about those guys. But at the same time, I also looked at their profile for the event, because the event has their own like website where you can put up your business's profile and stuff. And they haven't like filled it in with anything. So they're also the same as me. They're like based on the aesthetic of their Instagram page and their logo and stuff, they're the same as me in the sense that they're an artist alley vendor who's finally stepping into wholesale. So maybe we don't need to be worried about them. Maybe we'll be friends instead. Who knows? I don't know how close or far away they are from my table though. I forgot to check that. A Guy Fawkes mask for Rosha. I would love to do like just really like meme outfits or cute outfits or like whatever, like Halloween stuff as well. Hi again, Nemi. Nemi's back to bother me and he's gotten braver. Instead of elbowing my hand, he's put his paws on my armrest. I have another 40 minutes. I know. But I have another 40 minutes. Why are your ears so cold? Are you outside? Is it cold outside? Looking at. He's being difficult. Again. Right. I'm sorry, Nemi. I have to ignore you while I get my work done. We'll have lots of play after stream. Yes, big yawn. Big
It's time
yawn.
to get the fireworks together and turn Parliament into art.
Oh, jeez. I don't know if you can say things like that. You have to behave for the expo, Rosha. I know it's very uncommon for you to do what I say and behave, but this is important. You can't blow up the venue. You can't threaten to blow up the venue. You can't joke about blowing up the venue. Okay? None of that. I specify blowing up because Rosha likes to blow things up.
But man, flesh is yummy, and I hunger.
Don't care. Can you, like, contain yourself for just 4 days? 4 days, please. Alright, so this kind of, like... that. Actually, we'll try and have it like this. I know, but I still have 40 minutes left. Nemi's getting really pissy that I'm not giving him attention. Yeah, I'm talking shit about you. Yeah? Can you guys hear his meows? Are his meows picking up? Can you hear him? What's up? Yeah? What's up? Oh, you can hear him. Oh, that's so good. Alright, come here. This is the only way you're gonna get cuddles, is if I sit at my desk. I know you don't like it when I give you cuddles from the desk, but I can't go to the couch for cuddles right now. Get desk cuddles. Yeah?
What is in it for me?
What's in it for you? If we make enough money and you behave, then I might be able to do wave 3 of the snooze, which would include your wife. You want your wife to have physical form, don't you? Your wife wasn't popular enough for wave 2. The people I asked for wave 2 snooze didn't like her. For wave 3, saying, be reunited with your wife. Are you happy with your cuddles, my son? He looks very happy, but he also looks like he's ready to leave. Wife, that's true. In like Snoop plushie lore, it's not canon, but like in stream lore, it's canon. Rosha has a wife. You are not about to ask me for cuddles after you got out of my lap while I was in the middle of snuggling you. You're not about to do that. That's not something you're gonna do. That's something he's gonna do. Alright. Listen, Nem. I've stopped my stream on 3 occasions to give you what you want.
Fine.
Aha! Thank you, Rosha. It's time to behave. It's only for 4 days. It's only for the 14th to the 17th. You'll be fine. You can do it. I believe in you. You can do it, Nemi. I believe in you. You can wait just another 40 minutes. He's really upset. Nem, I gave you cuddles. I gave you cuddles and you jumped out of my hands. What do you want? What? You look exhausted. Take a nap, bro. Is that why you're meowing? You can't take a nap while I'm talking? Wow. I didn't expect him to be so harsh. Okay. Yeah. Why don't you go lay down on the couch? Do not jump up on the desk. I thought about it. Alright, hang on. I'm gonna plop him on the couch, see if he gets comfy and lays down over there. Nemi, I just need to finish my stream. Please let me do that. Alright, we'll see how long it takes for him to get back up here. Hopefully, he can leave me alone until the end of stream when I can play with him. Alright. The problem with this is I put the grey and the white on the same
But
layer.
afterwards I'm staging a coup d'etat.
Look, can you at least wait until we're off premises? Can you wait until we're like far away from where they host this event so that they can't tie whatever horrendous events you commit to me? If we can compromise on that, then fine.
Deal.
Deal? Fine. I'll put up with it just this once. Yeah, unfortunately, I merged the layers like a fucking idiot. Now I just gotta hand fix this. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. Alright, now what are we doing? Are those white? Yeah, they're white. Okay. Maid outfit. Let's go with like this color. Ooh, it's kind of dark to a point where you can't really see the line on it. Fuck, I forgot. These need to have... Ah shit, actually that line should keep going. It should go up until here. Why did I erase that? That's so dumb. How does this change this? Oh god, you can tell I turned my brain off while I was doing the ruffles. This shit makes no sense. There we go. Set fire to the place after she leaves. No, please don't. I want to be invited over again. We might get rid of these bits. What I'm planning is this is white. Alright, and I was planning for these to kind of come in and also be white. This is white. This probably won't be white, but maybe if we do like a... Ooh, actually that's kind of nice. Just for these bits in particular. Hello, hello? Is this the Silvertrine? Hello. Hello, hello, hello. They'll never be able to trace it back to you. Yeah, maybe. With Rocher, it's like a dice roll on if he'll get caught, you know what I mean? I will admit, he's getting better at hiding his crimes, but sometimes he still has to be bailed out. I've done it twice now. No, you can't just admit that on stream. You... Guys. You can't just do that. So this will go here. This is white. So we can get rid of this bit. Because this will be white, this will be white, this will be white. Actually, no. That bit can stay. This bit will go. This bit will go. That bit can stay. This bit can go. Okay, I think we've almost fixed it. It's gonna look a little weird. But I think we've got it.
If there's anything I have learned in my short life, with enough moonshine, peyote, prostitutes and cocaine, anything is possible.
I mean, I can't speak from experience. I wouldn't know that. But I'm sure there is some value in whatever you just said. This is getting weird. Okay, hang on. So this, how have I been doing this? This goes here. These ruffles are fucked. Why did I do this? This is when it starts flicking upwards. Stops here and then it goes up, and then we keep that hem, and then it goes up, keep that hem up, keep it. This one kind of like flicks outward a little bit to kind of show that it's turning back around. Alright, it looks strange, but when we add color, I think it'll be fine. I think. Hoping. It's not a crime unless you get caught. Guys, you can't admit that shit on stream. Stop! Alright, I think it worked a little bit. What I will do is we'll add these back in, I think. Just to give it a bit more depth. I don't think it needs it. I think only that top one. For the inner bits, we'll go a tiny bit darker, just a little. Somewhere. Okay. The white, we should use the same white, I think. If you have enough money, anything goes. I don't have money. Yeah, I don't have money. Actually, this needs to be white too. Ah! Why did that happen? This needs to be white too. Ooh, actually, you know what? We'll get it a slightly, like a gray. We'll put gray in there. Okay, that gray's too dark. I want it to be noticeable, but not like too noticeable. Okay.
In the spirit of Ned Kelly, well, hit as many banks as we can.
No! I don't want to be involved in this. I don't want to be an accomplice in this. Stop. I just want to draw and sell plushies, man. Leave me alone. Be white too. God. Chat, never let me do a ruffle intense design ever again. Don't let me do it. And double don't let me do it if I decide that I want to be stupid and do something like quote-unquote ambitious with the ruffles. Because then we get shit like this. Foot's really itchy all of a sudden, but I don't want to scratch it. Fuck it, I can't take it anymore. Itchy foot. You'll never have to worry about money again. Assuming I don't get caught for it? I don't want to be involved. That sounds like too much risk, bro. And I get it, sometimes you have to take risks to make money, but that's not the kind of risks that I want to make. Alright. I think most of the heavy lifting of this artwork has been done. I think. Actually, the hemline will continue through there. You get a little bit here as well. Hemline would continue through here. It was precisely. Why did I making such dumb choices? These ones, it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters if the, oops, I don't think it matters if the hemline is visible here. It's close enough. Alright. We're not done with the ruffles yet, chat. Come on, investment bankers do it all the time and they get bailed out. Okay, what if I don't get bailed out? Besides, even if we get caught, they can't get us all. So what, we're gonna have a designated scapegoat? What if the scapegoat rats us out, chat? I don't think I need to hand color these ones. These ones are fine. I will grab this. It's still so itchy. We blame Jake, that's true. He's not here to defend himself. That's fine. We can do that. We'll blame Jake. That way you'll have all the money you need to commit war crimes. I'm not the one who commits war crimes. That's my son. Alright. This bit's dark. And I don't have the collar in the original or the eye color, so I need to grab those. Here. Lucky me. Please be a PNG. Whoa, why is this so big? is so big. Hang on. Okay, I don't know why. It's just huge. Alright, we've got it. Where's my downloads folder? There we go. Okay, cool. Color fabric. There we go. Left. So from his perspective, left is this one. Marks, main for metal. Is it engraved with like a slightly darker color? It is. Okay. There isn't a color for the engraving, so I'm just gonna freeball it. Oh, I forgot I forgot the dark colored markings. Okay, hang on. These ones. Wearing pants, so you won't see the thigh ones. You won't see these ones. You might see the elbow ones. You'll definitely see the ones. Well, the elbow ones are on the outside of the elbow, I think. So maybe you won't see them. Yeah, they're on the outside of the elbow, so from this angle you won't see them. I think the only ones you'll see are the ones on the tail. And like the band on his face, obviously. The tail one looks like this. The band on his face. Can't believe I forgot such a important detail. Let's do this first. Okay, so it's like kind of actually draw on a different layer between the eyes, and then kind of like and you won't really see it on this side, but oh, that's nice and flush. Okay, no mistakes. Easy. Okay, that was almost a disaster. But now, what was I doing before that? Right. You've got markings on his tail, which are the only ones that you'll see. It's like a... first one, and the other one is kind of like a not as swoopy, but it's still kind of swoopy, like that. That's a little too straight, I think. Not as dramatic, but it's also like not like straight. I think this is a good one. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, all of the other ones are covered. You won't see those ones. Missing the nose. Oh, is it just black? Hang on. Yeah, it's just black nose. I might actually steal the goggles color for the nose. There we go. Hit one with minimal security, which bank are we hitting? Guys, come on. Hi, Kyra. Welcome back. What you doing? Alright. I'm just gonna grab... Oh, I forgot this was open. I forgot that was open too. I'm gonna grab just a picture, just a random picture of a character with their mouth open from like my furry collection. Need inner mouth and outer mouth. Oh, here, we can use the boyfriend. Here you go. I like the boyfriend's design. I'm really happy with it. I like it a lot. It's good. Alright. I think that's everything colored. I might make the shorts. That was not the right call. I think I might make the shorts that darker color. And like, just for the hell of it, just for the hell of it, just add like a... thick one. And a thin one. You know, the two stripes that for some reason almost every pair of boxes has. It just adds a bit of pop of color to the shorts. So now what we can do is anyone from earlier in the stream who remembers this line tool that I showed off that thickens the lines, we're actually going to be using that for the purpose that I usually use it for. So we're going to go onto the line art layer. We're going to select the outside of all the line art, make sure we get all the little spots. All the little spots. I think that's everything. And then we're going to invert our selection, so it selects everything on the inside. And then I'm going to shrink it by a single pixel. Okay. Now we're going to turn the line art layer off, and you can see like the gaps in all of the color that we've done, right? We're going to select our color layer. I'm gonna grab the thicken tool that I showed you guys earlier in the stream and make it huge. And we're just gonna use it a couple of times over the color. Now, when we deselect and we zoom in, all those little flaky spots that we saw are mostly gone. There's still gonna be a couple of stragglers, but for the most part, it's all clean single piece of like color now. So that's what I use the thicken tool for. Not its intended purpose, but I think it's very helpful. You do still get a couple of stragglers though, like these bits here. So even if you're using this tool, it's still a good idea to just have a look around, make sure you didn't miss anything. I probably could have used it a couple more times, to be honest, but I think for the most part it got everything. Yeah, there we go. Do you see the pic I sent you? Yes, I did. Very cute. Very cute, kitty, kitty. I think that's everything. I did want to add symbols in the eyes because I do that with all of my characters, but I think we're good. I think we're good. I am going to add a square in the background because when I do pictures with no background, I always add a square. I'm gonna make it a shade of red simply because red and green are complementary, so I think that would work quite nicely. Maybe like a pinky red. Almost like a strawberry pink. There you go. Oh, wait. I did one last detail. I was literally talking about it and then I got distracted. It's too dark. Too light. There we go. There we go. Finished. Alright. File. Save as. We'll make this PNG. There we go. Alright, let me really, really quickly send this over to Sora, who I believe is on this Discord account. Yeah, there you are. Where did I save it? It's in your commission folder. Sora. There you go. I wish I was joining the maid out there. That took the entire stream, and like, that was just like half the line art. That was insane. Well, not half the line art, more like 3/4 of the line art. But oh my god, that was so much. I was a fool to think I could get through the rest of my skeb queue tonight. Holy hell. Alright, but that one's done. I can cross off that one now. Can I get one with an alpha channel? Of course you can. Give me 1 second. Alright. So it looks like not tomorrow, but Thursday when we do our next art stream, I'm gonna be doing the rest of the skebs. One is a goob, and the other one is like line art, like not line art, but like a sketch with a splash of color. So hopefully those two together, at the very least, get done. Oh, thank you so much. Did the sound go off? I couldn't hear the sound on my end. That's so sweet. Thank you. Here you go. Quickly send over the transparent file. I almost accidentally sent it to a different client. That is not good. There you go. I just realized your profile picture is the EP that I drew for you. Ah, that's so sweet. Alright. Like I said, I was hoping to get through all 3 of my skebs today, but that's fine. Shit happens. We do technically have like 7 minutes of stream left, but I don't think it's worth, honestly, because I won't even be able to finish the sketch for the goob that I gotta do. So I think we're gonna wrap up here. I've got someone you can raid into. Karoa VR. I have never heard of this person before. Let me take a look. Let's see. Because generally speaking, I don't raid people that I don't know anymore. Just because of, you know, shit. They're playing RimWorld right now. I've never seen this game before. Alright. Alright. Normally I wouldn't, just because, again, I generally speaking don't raid people I don't know these days, but sure, why not? Let's do that. I've never seen this streamer before, I've never seen this game before, so hopefully everything turns out nice. But that's all from me tonight. I'm tired, my cat wants attention, and I've got a bunch of other things that I need to do before the end of stream. Stream over? Yeah, stream over for now. Stay warm, stay cozy, stay toasty. If you sneezed during the stream at any point, bless you. We're gonna be continuing our 100% run of Claire Obscure tomorrow. We've got Henry and Henry's partner joining us. And then the next day, we're gonna have to finish the Skeb queue because this took a while. Took a lot longer than I thought it would. Exclamation point Discord in the server if you want to join the community and see my stream schedule. Sorry, my hands are fucking around because I'm fidgeting. And if you want your own commission, the link to my VGen is in the pinned comment. So, there you go. Alright, I will see everyone tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody. Oh, my hand is broken. Hang on. Goodbye, everybody. I cast lung disease? No!